What is good? Ugh. Bro, the fucking PFL might just have the worst timing. Like, I complain about the UFC, but the more I watch other promotions, the more I watch, like, PFL, Bellator, all of these different promotions, the more I think to myself, bro, I'm so thankful that the UFC has the timing that it has, because, god damn, the PFL is bad, bro. Like, the PFL is more than an hour behind schedule, and they're like, yeah, let's send him back to the desk. Fuck it, let's send him back to the desk again. Let's have him talk again. This shit makes absolutely no sense, but we're here now. I thought I was going to be live an hour early. I was like to myself, I'll be live an hour early for the Francis Ngannou fight because they said it's going to be 11. Was good bowl, was good Caesar. But no, apparently not. Apparently not. I'm not going to be live an hour early. It's just mind-blowing. Like, how are you so bad at keeping shit on time? It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, no, well, I kind of knew that I was going to go live just before the Francis Ngannou fight, just because I want to do the Francis Ngannou fight, which I thought was going to be a lot earlier. Bro, some of the fights on the PFL are so bad, though. Some of the fights on the PFL are so bad. Like that, Paul Hughes fight was decent because Paul Hughes is Irish. What happened to your Leon poster? Damn, must have been a minute. I took it down after the Bilal fight. It's still actually just sat behind me, but it's on the floor. But I took it down after the Bilal fight because I was disappointed with his performance. Cyborg fight was actually good. I thought it was decent. I wasn't even fully locked in on it, to be honest. I thought it was an okay women's fight. Why do I look like Ryan Bader? I don't think I really look like Ryan Bader. I don't think I look like Ryan Bader. Fuck me. I don't think I look like Ryan Bader. The Leon fight, well, not the Leon fight. The Fabian Edwards fight was also fucking kind of shit. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. Like, God, like some of those PFL fights are just awful. Some of them are awful. The Paul Hughes fight, if I wasn't Irish, that would have been a bad fight to watch. I don't know what it is, bro. The PFL just can't really do shit. Do you think Francis retires if he loses to Ferreira? I think he's probably gonna... How long is his contract with the PFL? What is it, 4 or 5 fights? Kind of cringe walkout song from Francis. I can't even hear it. I was talking to my friend about UFC commentary the other week, and I was like, bro, I legit haven't listened to UFC commentary in like... Since, I don't know when. Since like UFC 30... Since UFC, what, like 293 or something. 294. What's good, Amir? What's good, Heisenberg? God's Plan is Francis' walkout song is mid. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. God's Plan is not it. It's just one of those songs that, like, that's like too overplayed. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you can't walk out with that as your walkout song. One, it's not like a good walkout song. Like, maybe if you're walking out to like the Rocky theme song, you're like, okay, it's kind of cringe, but yeah, like whatever. I kind of understand it. But if you're walking out to that song, like, you might as well just walk out to fucking Despacito by Justin Bieber. You know what I mean? It's like the same kind of shit. Okay, let me put the tags in, and then we're good to go. Bang, MMA, UFC. I'm actually excited to see Francis back there. I'm excited to see Francis back, and what I'm more excited for is I think this UFC card is low-key very underrated. I think that it is a quite underrated UFC card. Now that I'm pretty much... Let me just make sure that I get all of my shit out. I need to do the housekeeping stuff, as per usual. It's pretty much every single fucking time that I go to do this. How do I fucking get to it? Go live. Here we go. I think it should be here. Yeah. Okay, let's go over here, and then give me a link for it. Oh, fuck me. It's being difficult. Hopefully I'm not missing any of the Francis Ngannou fight. I'll go over here. I'll make sure that I'm actually watching it. Okay, yeah, damn, the fight was actually about to start. I didn't even realize. Well, of course, yeah, Francis Ngannou is going to be the A side, so he's gonna have walked out first. Also, don't understand this shit being pay-per-view. Like, I might be the only one that thinks this, but I seriously don't think a PFL event should ever be pay-per-view. Like, how many pay-per-views is this selling? I'd love to know. I'd love to know how many pay-per-views this sells. I'd say it's fucking, like, terrible. I would walk out to In the House in a heartbeat. No pop bullshit. I have a feeling that will happen. Bro, Francis Ngannou could get upset here. He could legit get upset here. I feel like Francis is going to get chinned. He could. I feel like it's going to go one of two ways. Like, this fight is not going to be close either way that it goes, okay? Renan and Ferreira is either going to go out there and, like, stomp him, and it's not going to be close, and we're all going to be like, Francis is done. Or it's going to end up where it's like, Francis is absolutely back, bro. Francis is the greatest, and Francis just fucking knocks him out in one fight. Or knocks him out in 1 minute. I do also have the double monitor setup here, so we're ready. We do have, I can watch the UFC at the same time. So if anything's going on in the UFC, I have the UFC over here, I have Francis Ngannou over here. I take the Vegas 100 card. Why is Cody Garbrandt on a fight night prelim? Brother, don't even talk to me about it. You don't know how fucking angry I was, bro. You don't know how angry I was. Do you see the bums that are on the main card of a fucking fight night, and you have the fucking gold, the chutzpah, to put fucking Cody Garbrandt on the prelims? I'm fucking like, I was very angry when I saw that. That ruined my day. That legit ruined my entire day. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, that was fucking, that pissed me off. It's even pissed me off bad now when I'm thinking about it, bro. Do you think Francis is gonna wrestle? That's a good question. I don't think so. He's been out of MMA for too long to actually go out there and wrestle. I think he's been out of MMA for too long. This is how it's spelled. Bro, that fucking KSI song stuck in my head, bro. They also have the most random people in the crowd here. Like, they pan over to the crowd, they've got fucking, like, Ray Lewis over there in the crowd. And it's like, okay, what the fuck is Ray Lewis doing there? If you don't know who Ray Lewis is, he's, like, one of the best American football players ever, but he's just got no business being here. They've got, obviously, Ronaldo kind of makes sense because he's in Saudi Arabia already, but, like, they've just got some random guys in the crowd. Amir Khan. It's like, what the fuck are they? What are they adding? I never understand, especially because I presume what the PFL are doing is that they're paying people to come up and show up to the event. What the fuck do you get out of showing Ray Lewis is in the crowd for 2 minutes? Okay, the fight has begun around 4:40, 4:39, 38, 37, 36, 35. Started out early with Francis Ngannou, who's kind of started slow here. He hasn't come out fast. Ferreira comes out calf kicks early, which is what I would do if you're trying to take away a bit of Francis Ngannou's power. It's those calf kicks. We also haven't really considered Francis Ngannou being rusty. He could be pretty rusty going into this shit. He could just be straight up rusty. And honestly, it wouldn't surprise me. Let me go over here, make sure that I can see the shit. By the way, make sure to like the stream, bro, because it pushes it out to more people. Make sure to like the stream. 6'8" and can do a backflip as well, brother. Anybody that's over 6'3" should not be able to do a backflip. Like, that's not allowed. Ngannou does go to wrestle. Single leg by Ngannou gets him down. Renan Ferreira trying to get back into his guard. Damn, that is, I did not think Francis Ngannou was going to go in there and shoot a takedown. I really didn't. That was like one of the last things I thought. I thought, you've been training boxing for like 2 years, 2.5 years. Why would you go in there and immediately try to take him down? But no, takes him down right away. If Francis Ngannou wrestles in his comeback fight, bro, if he just fucking goes full Dagestani, I'm going to lose it. What's happened to this shit? It's on DAZN for me. Have you ever liked a show so much that you wanted to vomit when you found out it's ending? I have shows that I watch that, like, I just can't watch that much of because I get too stressed. You know what I mean? Like Prison Break. Prison Break happens, you know, like in the first season of Prison Break when they're like, are they going to get out of prison? Are they going to get caught? Is all this different shit going to happen? I get too stressed watching shows like that. And then Power. Power was the other one. Power, there's just so much stuff going on in that show that it makes me stressed out when I'm watching it. Because I'm like, I hope the fucking characters get out of it. I think we're going to see something like Ngannou versus Gan. Striking is going to be risky. Ooh, is that a fucking triangle? Yeah, no, it's not really locked up, actually. He kind of has like the setup to a triangle. He has the arm stuck on the inside. But it's going to be difficult for him because he's pinned up against the cage. It's difficult to get a lot of leverage, or like, no, not even a lot of leverage. It's difficult for him to get the correct angle when he's pinned up against the cage like that, loses it. Back in half guard. If I'm Ngannou, see, I don't know if this is a good plan or not. I suppose if you're Ngannou, this is what you want, because one, you're on top. Two, like you're winning this round so far just because you're spending a majority of the round on top. But two, you also kind of get rid of those nerves, get rid of that kind of like octagon rust that you have just purely by fighting. Who's your favorite NFL player? That's a good question. Probably Fred Warner. Fred Warner I have a jersey of. Oh, damn. Some nice ground and pound from fucking Francis Ngannou. I do also like, there's a load of guys in the NFL that I like. Most of them are 49ers. Ngannou doesn't stand and bang with people who he feels are capable of knocking him out. Surely, like, well, I suppose maybe this new Ngannou, he's nearly done. He's nearly done. He needs to protect himself. Those are big ground and pound shots. Oh, yeah, he's going to call it. Oh, he's very close to calling it. Yeah, calls it. Francis Ngannou by round one stoppage, ground and pound. Well, that kind of fucking just came out of nowhere, didn't it? That was just absolutely out of nowhere. And Ngannou went from like half guard. I look over and I'm like, damn, those are big ground and pound shots. He just stops responding. Okay, so Ngannou gets it done inside one. I don't know. I don't really know, to be honest. Like, I feel almost unsatisfied by that conclusion. I'm happy for Ngannou. The only thing that I have to ask, okay, and I don't want to say this right away, right after, okay, is if that's the best that PFL and Bellator has to offer, bring the brother back to the UFC. Ngannou Aspinall, make it happen. Make it happen. Bro, but you see, I did say this shit. I said either Renan Ferreira is going to knock him out and it's not going to be close, or Ngannou's going to knock him out and it's not going to be close. I thought it was going to be over fast. I feel like Kaya Sakura is going to get DQ'd against Alexander Pantoja because he's used to soccer kicking in knees to a grounded opponent. The only way that I could see that actually happen is if it's one of those situations where he gets rocked and then and then he rocks Pantoja when the guy's coming back on the inside. But apart from that, I don't really see it, because unless he's like pretty much borderline concussed, really, really rocked, like he knows the rules, bro. He knows the rules. Ngannou won via round 1 KO. It's not even that I expected like a one-shot showstopper. I just feel like I wanted to see a little bit more out of Ngannou. You know what I mean? I feel like I didn't really see shit. Like, I feel unsatisfied with that conclusion. Ngannou crying in the cage. Shout out to Ngannou, who's obviously came through a lot of adversity and stuff with his son dying. But I want to see Ngannou fight high-level competition. I want to see Ngannou fight the best of the best. Ray Lewis in the cage. Bro, what the fuck is Ray Lewis doing there, bro? I just don't understand it. But it also shows you how much of a monster Ray Lewis is when he's like, what, 50, and he's as big, if not bigger, than fucking Ngannou is. How was Bader in the UFC? He was decent. He wasn't anybody like, he was like top 10, top 5. He probably could have been a UFC champion if he was in a weaker spot. Problem is, he was in one of the most like UFC divisions ever. I'd pick Pavlovich over Ngannou, but maybe Ngannou just take him down and pray. Nah, I don't think so. I think Ngannou beats Pavlovich. Really, the fight that I want to see is Ngannou against Aspinall. But the UFC are going to have to throw him a fucking bag, and I don't know if they're going to do it. And more importantly, the only way I think that we see Ngannou against Aspinall is if Dana White retires. If Dana White retires, then there's a chance that we could see it. But if Dana White's still at the helm, he's too stubborn. Like, Dana White should have brought back DJ. He should bring back Ngannou. Like, there's a ton of guys that he should have brought back. Bro, but like, I don't know. That fight legit just has me thinking, like, that fight has me thinking, I want more Ngannou. It's like, I feel like the fight didn't even really happen. Like, we didn't even get into it. And it's not like a Conor McGregor, Jose Aldo, where it's like, oh my God, that KO was crazy. It's more just like ground and pound. Like, he didn't really react. Am I the only one that feels that way? Whether like, I feel like Ngannou could turn around next week, no problem. It's a pity we won't see him against top competition. That's the problem. If that's the best that the PFL and Bellator has to, like, I genuinely think if you got me in there with Francis Ngannou, okay, I think that I might be able to survive half as long as that. All I'd have to do is run. If I just run and, like, I don't know, make myself a grounded opponent so he has to pass my guard and choke me out, then I think that I could last that long. I legit think I could last that long against Ngannou. I don't know, actually, the ground and pound would probably fuck me up. Look at what I sent to the Discord. I can't look at it right now because I'm using the 2 monitors that I need to use and the other one's the chat. I'm happy for Ngannou, though. Like, I'm happy that he gets it done. I'm happy with all the fucking shit that he's faced. I either want to see him in boxing or in the UFC, though. I really don't give a fuck if it's not boxing in the UFC at this point. Like, him against Wilder, I think would be kind of fun. Obviously, he got folded by AJ, but I still think there's a place for him in boxing. And then in the PFL, like it doesn't make me hyped for Ngannou's next fight in the PFL. Who do the PFL even have on the roster? Who is the PFL's heavyweight roster? PFL heavyweight rankings, I guess. Yeah, this guy was the best guy. It goes Renan Ferreira, then some Croatian guy called Ante Delija, Denis Goltsov. Yeah, like, this is meant to be the best guy. This is meant to be the guy. Yeah, I don't fucking know, bro. I really don't know. Like, this guy's just not good. Renan Ferreira just should not be in there. Like, we've seen that there's different levels. Wilder said they're in talks for a 2-fight deal, one in boxing and one in MMA. I do actually think that Wilder could go into MMA. I know that he's like trained it for a while. He gets smoked. Don't get me wrong. I think he'd get cooked. But I think that that's actually a big enough fight where it would be interesting. I think Wilder and Ngannou 2-fight deal, boxing and MMA, the first boxer to come into MMA, I think that would be interesting. But if Francis Ngannou's also wrestling good wrestlers, if Francis Ngannou's out there wrestling, like out wrestling actual MMA fighters, MMA championship level quality guys, I just can't see how he doesn't do the same to Deontay Wilder. Super fight MMA, Eddie Hall versus PFL Ngannou. How many fucking Eddie Halls would it take to beat Ngannou? That's the real question. I think probably... Is 3 Eddie Halls too many? Do you think 2 Eddie Halls beats Francis Ngannou? I don't think so. I think Francis Ngannou sparks one. I think, I think it's probably 3. I think it's probably 3. Does weak ass Irish Jeans Harry get KO'd in 7 seconds? No, I'd run. Bear in mind, in this me versus Francis Ngannou occasion, I need a nice big cage, and I'm just gonna try run. I'm just gonna try run, make sure that I can't get hit. You know what I mean? And then in a dire situation where he's about to hit me, I'm pulling guard. I'm pulling guard right away, and I'm just getting to my guard, trying to hold him down. Trying to hold him down in my guard. There's already a boxer in the UFC. Randy Couture beat him via arm triangle. Who was it? James Toney? Yeah, James Toney came into the UFC. He was dog shit, though. See, James Toney, I feel like was pre the UFC, though. Or not pre the UFC, but pre where boxers respected MMA fighters. So he probably just went in there going, yeah, I'm one of the best boxers on the planet. I'll just go in there and outbox him. Now I feel like if a boxer was coming to UFC, a Deontay Wilder, somebody like that, now I feel like that they would actually like respect the UFC and train for it, and train leg kicks, and train wrestling, and train all that other shit. Who do you think is winning tonight's Fight Night main event? It's so difficult. It's a very even fight. I'm gonna say Anthony Hernandez though. I think Anthony Hernandez is a bad matchup for any striker at pretty much any division, because he has incredible cardio, super good pressure wrestling, and is pretty good on his feet too. I don't even think Francis Ngannou needs to wrestle one leg kick to an unconditioned leg. Yeah, but that's what I mean. I feel like he'd condition himself. I feel like his legs would be more conditioned. The UFC is on now too, by the way. Darren Elkins is about to fight. Realistically, boys, we're not locked in for this fight. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. We're not going to be too locked in on this fight. It is cool to have the 2 screens, though. It is cool that we can go fucking back to back. By the way, I'm not saying anything to all the media companies out there, okay? I decided, you know what, I'm going to invest, because BT Sport, obviously, BT Sport and Sky Sports and all, or BT Sport and all, and TNT Sports shows all of the UFC events without pay-per-view. So you don't need to buy pay-per-view unless there's some events like events that are on at a good time in Ireland you need to buy pay-per-view for. But most events you will not need to buy pay-per-view for in Ireland if you buy TNT Sports. So I bought it. I decided, fuck it. I've had it for a while. Okay, obviously I had ESPN Plus for a while, but now I decided to buy TNT Sports, which is, you know, the actual legit provider of it. I go to turn it on. I see maybe I'm going to be 20, 25 seconds ahead. You know, I'm going to be far ahead of the external stream. You know what I mean? I'm going to be far ahead of the ESPN Plus stream. I look over. ESPN Plus is ahead. We're 5 seconds ahead on the ESPN Plus stream. What are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? How are you telling me that you've made that they're so good at their jobs, the ESPN Plus boys, that they are further ahead than you are, and you are the legitimate provider of the product? How does that make any sense? How does that make any sense? They're in the mainframe. They're too far ahead of you. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Who do you guys want to see Ngannou fight next, though? I'd probably say if you're to offer me anybody that Ngannou can fight next, has to be realistic, because I don't think that the Tom Aspinall fight is realistic. And I think if we were to go realistic, Tom Aspinall would be the one. But if it's not Aspinall, I feel like it has to be a boxer. I don't want to see the Tyson Fury 2 fight. I think he gets folded when Tyson Fury actually takes it seriously. But I think it's probably Deontay Wilder. I think it's Deontay Wilder. I got either Fluffy or Michel Pereira. I appreciate that one, P. Diddy. Appreciate that one, P. Diddy. That's a very, very, that's a hot take. That's a real hot take that you've got either one of the fighters in the main event winning the fight. Very, 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 very hot take. What would it take to... Okay, that's crazy. What would it take to pull you out of Zhang Weili? For me, nothing would pull me out. What would it take? I don't know, man. Zhang Weili's a dangerous, bro, that's a dangerous person to go with, you know what I mean? Because all of a sudden you could be in there, and then you're in there, and all of a sudden you're in a triangle, you know what I mean? You're just hitting that, and then all of a sudden she fires her legs up. You've got one arm, you're being choked out. You're being choked to sleep. So with somebody like that, you've always got to be wary. I'd almost be more worried about, retaining my guard and stuff like that, because all of a sudden you're hitting it from the back, Imanari roll. So I'm very worried about stuff like that. You know what I mean? You have to be prepared. It's why you have to know jiu-jitsu. You have to know jiu-jitsu. Are you going to drop a prediction video for UFC 308? Yeah, for sure. I'll have 2 videos. One of them is the biggest talking points, and one of them is hot takes and predictions. I genuinely think AJ could be a UFC champion if he trained MMA for a year. Nah, he couldn't. No way. The skill gap is too high in wrestling and in jiu-jitsu. It's way too high. Like jiu-jitsu, what you learn in a year, if AJ was full on in jiu-jitsu for a year, he would probably be able to be, by the way, this guillotine's kind of close. That guillotine's close. It's arm in now. Pineda. That's a tight guillotine, man. That's really tight. Ooh, he might tap to that shit. He might go to sleep. He's got the foot over. He's going into a mounted guillotine. No, he lost it, I think. Damn, he lost that shit. That guillotine was tight as fuck. But yeah, no, the skill gap in jiu-jitsu, if AJ goes hard in jiu-jitsu for a year, he's probably a blue belt. I don't know when I'll be able to join it, Amir. So I'd if there's a lot of people in there, shit, start it now. She's choking on me far before I choke on her. That is absolutely crazy out of you, Sean. That is one of the wildest comments I've seen, and I've seen a lot of wild comments. Could we also talk about how the PFL belt looks so ass, bro? The PFL belt just looks dog shit. Looks like some it looks like some belt you'd buy off Amazon, some little 10-euro belt. That UFC canvas is full of blood. Holy shit. Is it Pineda that's just leaking? Ilia isn't going to knock Max out, but he's more than likely to knock him down. Heavyweight is crap, mate. His athleticism alone would get him so far. That's actually true. Champion is too far because he'd be able to, because that means he has to be Tom Aspinall. He has to be Tom Aspinall, or he has to be Ngannou or whoever. He has to be Tom Aspinall. He's not doing it. Tom Aspinall has good enough jiu-jitsu to just take down AJ and just kill him. But if he was to fight against Robles to Spania, I seriously think at heavyweight there's a good chance AJ could get a win. I think there's a chance that he gets a win. I'm looking at your Twitch right now. You look so different. Yeah, bro, that was fucking... Bro, my Twitch was almost a year and a half ago. I've made... Bro, Sean, that's the wildest one. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. That's the wildest one. That is the wildest one by far. I think that if... I don't know, this might be... I think if Ilia knocks Max down, he's going to finish him. Oh, man, I can't see him knocking him down. I just go in my head, okay? And I know that MMA math doesn't always line up, okay? But if Justin Gaethje cannot knock down Max Holloway, how is Ilia Topuria going to be able to do it? What do you think of Espana now? The Espana, as soon as he lost to Waldo Cortez Acosta, he was done. He was finished. As soon as he lost to Waldo Cortez Acosta, he was done. He was absolutely finished. Randy Couture on the PFL broadcast, he looked pretty good. I thought that he looked worse. First, anybody that's fought in the 2000s, I immediately just go to thinking that guy's already got CTE. He's lucky to be fucking around. Majority of people don't realize majority of takedown defense is just strength, and there are plenty of fatties for AJ to put a beating on in the UFC. Nah, majority of takedown defense isn't strength. Especially, it depends what kind of takedown you're trying to do. Trips are nothing to do with strength. It's more to do with balance, a lot of it. And most of jiu-jitsu, if somebody goes in there and pulls guard on AJ AJ doesn't have to enter their guard, but like there's so many ways for him to lose. Like, what's he going to do in the clinch? What's he going to do when he gets hit with a calf kick? Like, he has to get a whole lot better at Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling. I'm not even sure if he could actually beat a heavyweight. He probably could. Like, he's probably beating the Spania or somebody like that. I think the worst heavyweight he probably beats. Waldo Cortez beats AJ, honestly? Yeah, I think he does. Waldo Cortez just out-wrestles him, holds him down. Because, like, there is a lot of powerful guys in MMA. To be fair, AJ does usually find 12 or in 8 ounces, in 8-ounce gloves, and he's powerful that. Or 10 ounces, I can't remember. But UFC gloves are 4 ounces. I don't know, like, there is a space where I could see that he knocks somebody out. But I think that he's an underdog against anybody in the UFC. Listen, against some of the guys in PFL, I think he's cooking them. But, like, there's just so many ways for AJ to lose. So many ways for AJ to lose. Like, what if somebody goes in there and legit immediately shoots a double leg? They don't get the double leg, but they manage to hold him up against the cage, get him in the clinch, and then fucking elbow and break his nose. Then the entire fight's different. Like, I just think that there's so many ways for AJ to lose, and there's only one way for him to win. What's next for Francis? We were talking about this a little bit. I think it's probably got to be, like, realistically, what is it? Probably somebody in the PFL. He probably just smokes another bum in the PFL. What would I like? I'd like to see, people were talking about a Deontay Wilder 2-fight deal. I'd like to see that. The Deontay Wilder fight is what I want to see. Damn, another guillotine maybe on here for Pineda. He does have the arm across. No, he doesn't have the leg. That's one thing that UFC fighters actually do really well is, like, use the cage in terms of, like, guillotines. Like, he just hopped on the cage to get out of that guillotine. Ground and pound is pretty intuitive. He would get to top 7 pre-MMA training. No, he wouldn't. Like, ground and pound is fine, okay? But you're just going to get triangled, or you're just going to get swept, and then you're going to be on bottom. And if AJ's on bottom at any point in any fight, he's done. No matter how strong he is. But yeah, he ain't doing shit inside the UFC. I don't think so. Guys said the same thing about Pereira, by the way. Yeah, but Pereira's a different case because Pereira can kickbox. Pereira can kickbox, and he had, like, if you look at Pereira, he had pretty much perfect stylistic matchups for ages. You know what I mean? Like, Pereira didn't get a wrestler until probably Jan Blachowicz. Like, he didn't get anybody that was going to wrestle with them. So people say, like, a year or whatever, but even Alex Pereira probably had 3.5 years before someone even thought about wrestling him. So I think that a year isn't that good. UFC fight card shit tier this week. I thought that I actually think this card's pretty good, especially the top 3. Obviously, like, this fight is kind of shit. It's actually been a scrap, this fight, but it's kind of shit. Thoughts on Irish reunification? Brother, you're talking to the wrong fucking person. Another guillotine. Brother, Daniel Pineda might low-key be my favorite fighter on the roster. This brother looks like me at jiu-jitsu. You try to take me down, I'm just going for a guillotine every time. Now he's going to a triangle. No, he's got to keep his posture. He's trying to get an armbar out of that triangle. Go to the omoplata. Go to the omoplata. He's not going to get it. It would be very difficult to finish. Not gonna lie, he could do what Poatan did and run for all the wrestlers. No, he couldn't do what Poatan did. Because if you think about it, like, his skill set is even way more limited than what Poatan's is. Because, okay, so Alex Pereira, what stopped people immediately from just diving at his legs and taking him down was, 1, you have to think about the knee. 2, the calf kicks. The calf kicks, when they get there early, are going to stop your explosiveness. Like, there's so many things Alex Pereira can do that AJ can't. AJ legit can only box. Alex Pereira had knees. He had that clinch game. He had elbows. He had that really, really good switch knee. He had, you know, like, the high kicks, the leg kicks. Like, there's so much that Alex Pereira can do that nobody else can. How good do you think Brock Lesnar would have been if he had elite striking and trained at a younger age? The problem for Brock Lesnar wasn't even the fact that he didn't have good striking, or that, like, he wasn't a good MMA fighter, although he wasn't great. But it's just that he didn't like getting hit. Like, he just straight up didn't like getting hit. So I really don't think MMA was ever on the cards for him. I don't know, maybe, like, when you take stuff like that into account, are you taking into account that, like, he never got into the WWE and he was never rich when he was coming into the UFC? Predictions for Lions-Vikings tomorrow? I think the Lions are going to win. I'd take the Lions. Even the Lions without Aiden Hutchinson, I'd still take him. The only good grappler in the top at light heavyweight is Krylov, been gone for 2 years, and Ankalaev. At heavyweight, you have Jones, Tom Blades, and Almeida. I think that there's actually a few decent grapplers at heavyweight. At light heavyweight, I'd say that Ankalaev is a good... He's got good takedowns, but he's not good at, like, finishing, if you know what I mean. Like, he's not a submission grappler. He's just someone that's going to take you down and hold you down. Francis sleeps both Jones and Aspinall same night. Nah, that's crazy. I'd say Francis loses to both right now. Just because, like, if you think about Francis Ngannou against top-level MMA competition, maybe in his prime, I think that in his prime, he could have beaten both. But, like, Francis Ngannou hasn't wrestled for, what, like 2 years? Like, he hasn't wrestled in so long. Asu Almaibiev, top 5 fight next. I like him a ton. I think Asu Almaibiev is one of the best guys at 125. He's one of those, like, future guys that people are going to look at in a few years. Especially, I think what he needs more than anything is Shavkat to become a champion. Bro, his eye is fucking good. You just watched him fully track your hand. He's fine. That cut is kind of nasty, though. To be fair, the cut is actually in, like, a good place. Because that cut right above his eye up here, it's just, like, leaking down here. It's not actually going into his eye. Francis is 38? Bro, am I fucking bugging? I thought Francis was, like, 35. Is he actually 38? Bro, he's 38 years old. Francis is older than John Jones. When did Francis get into the UFC? When did Francis even start mixed martial arts? He started his MMA career 11 years ago. Fuck me. So he started his MMA career at 27. When did he get into the UFC? Bro, he started his MMA career, or at least his professional MMA career, in November 2013. And got into the UFC 2 years later in 2015. So he got into the UFC at 29. Damn. He's a lot older than I thought he was. I did not realize he was that old. Francis got into the UFC so late. One of the biggest what ifs. Yeah, if he wasn't fucking, like, if he was born, I don't know, anywhere else. If he was born somewhere where he wasn't trying to get into Europe for fucking ages, then he probably would have been, like, one of the greatest heavyweights ever. Why does this do this, man? Oh, I'll fix it in a second. Thoughts on Kenny Okoye MMA saying that Francis Ngannou is a heavyweight GOAT? I just disagree. It's just, but like, it's kind of one of those things that people are going to say for impressions, and that's just kind of it. Like, you can't make an actual argument that Francis Ngannou is the greatest of all time. It just it doesn't make sense. Like, you're just going to look dumb making that argument. Bang, let's go over here. Actually, do I want to do that? I need to do this anyway. But yeah, no, a lot of people just say a lot of shit for impressions. Like, there's so many people that come into my Discord or, like, comment on my shit or come into my chat and they're like, oh yeah, so-and-so said this just crazy, outrageous take that everybody knows is outrageous, but he's just saying it because he wants people to talk about him. And the more that people talk about him, the better. That Devin Booker poster is elite. I appreciate that, Bread Man. I appreciate that. I'm surprised you knew too, because it's kind of blurry behind me. Behind me here. It doesn't get too blurry when I point at it. I need the Suns to play well, bro. I need the Suns to play very well this year. That window is closing. Unless KD's got longevity like Braun does. That window's closing, and rapidly. And only reason is because there's no black featherweights. What? He's biased towards African fighters. Is he from Africa? I don't know about him. I think I've heard him talk once or twice. He doesn't have like an African accent, I don't think. Is he from Africa though? He might be. Crazy that Kenny Okoye predicted Khalil Rountree to actually put up a fight, but I feel like people do that shit. Like, there's a ton of people that do that where it's like, let me just predict something that I don't really think is going to happen, and if it happens, I look like a genius. You go over here, bang. Does Arlen get another champion within the next 5 years? Yeah, I think so. I think Ian Gary's a UFC champion within the next 5 years. 1 minute 30 left, 90 seconds left inside this round 3, this Pineda Elkins fight. It's actually been a good fight. It's been a good fight for what it is. Like, it's not the greatest fight ever. Nobody's expecting it to be an unbelievable fight, but it has actually been pretty good. Why did you pick to support the 49ers? I've told the story a few times, but I'll say it again. I was in Canada when I was like maybe 11, 12 years old, and the only name that I knew in the entire store was Colin Kaepernick. So I bought a Colin Kaepernick jersey, and then I was immediately tied for life. Do you think Shavkat and DDP will get much worse in the future as their chin will fade after so many wars they will have in the future? Do I think Shavkat and DDP will get much worse? Like, chin is just kind of one of those things where, like, some people just never lose it. You know what I mean? Like, some people just have a great chin. Max Holloway. How many fucking fights has Max Holloway been in? How many, like, times has Max Holloway been hit and he just doesn't lose his chin? But, I don't know. Like, I don't think so. I think DDP, Shavkat, we haven't even seen his chin yet. Like, Shavkat, we haven't even really seen tested. So I feel like DDP will not lose his chin and Shavkat will. I'm watching the end of this Alabama-Tennessee game. They're 4th and 22 right now. Oh, he's not going to get on that. He needs a lateral or some shit. That's pretty much game over. Tennessee are going to beat Alabama 17-21 or 17-24, whatever. As someone raised in Michigan and my dad being a Lions fan, I didn't really have a choice. Is Michigan in Detroit? Yeah, Detroit, Michigan sounds right. Welterweight is just full of fighters. Everyone wants to lose now. Now only if the guys at the top are active. There's so many guys. I think that there's so many guys at welterweight that people don't want to lose. Like, welterweight has who? Michael Morales, Carlos Pradas. Now it has Joaquin Buckley. Looks really, really good. Ian Gary, Jack Della, Shavkat. Like, Usman, even I don't feel like people want him to actually lose. Leon I like, but a lot of people don't. Fun fact, Max Holloway has never fought a black guy in his UFC career. That is actually crazy. He never fought like Sadiq Yusuf or something like that. I don't think Max spars as much anymore. He's probably more wary of CT after hearing Nate Diaz talk. Yeah. Like, the sparring thing makes sense for him. But he also said that he went back to sparring as soon as he was going to fight Justin Gaethje. So if he's doing that for Justin Gaethje, I can guarantee you he's doing that for Ilia Topuria too. No one wants Ian Gary to lose. That's actually true. A lot of people want Ian to lose. I don't want Ian Gary to lose. What's your favorite division? My favorite division right now is probably... What is my favorite division right now? That's a good question. Probably... That's actually... Probably 185. Probably 185. 185, I would say, is my favorite. Which champion losing would be the most devastating for you? I'm not actually too attached to any of these champions. Like, there's nobody that I really love that much as a champ right now. Probably... It would have to be someone that, like, it's just someone that if they lose, it's going to be to someone boring. That's the only thing I care about. Like, Islam, if he loses to Armin, I don't really care that much. There's really nobody. Like, there's nobody that I'd actually mind losing. I'd like to see all of these champions lose before I see none of them lose. What do you think Francis would need to be the heavyweight goat, hypothetically, but say he KOs Wilder in boxing? Does that up his rankings for MMA GOAT combos? Nah. I think that, like, whatever you do in boxing is in boxing, whatever you do in MMA is in MMA. It's same with, like, Alex Pereira might be the greatest combat sports athlete ever, but he's not the best mixed martial artist ever, you know what I mean? Especially right now. But when you look at just straight up combat sports, he definitely could be up there. If Ilia loses, which he won't, I wouldn't cry. Yeah, no, I don't mind. Like, I don't mind if Ilia loses. I also don't mind if Ilia wins. There's a ton of champions that I'd love to see lose before Ilia. Bilal, Merab. Who else would I like to see lose? It's pretty much just those two. Everybody else can stay. I don't give a fuck. The New York Jets should change their name to the New Jersey Jets. I feel like keeping New York in your name is good for branding. Thoughts on non-green-eyed individuals? Scum of the earth. Just the worst people ever. Alex is the greatest striker ever? I don't know. I feel like Anderson Silva's up there. I actually think that Izzy's a better striker than what Alex is. So I'm going to say that Izzy's still ahead of him. Pineda is retiring. Damn. Tough for Pineda. Shout out to Pineda, though, going for all those guillotines. As soon as I said I liked him, bro. As soon as I said I liked him, he fucking retires. I just think Ilia could be an all-time great, and I want to see it happen. I think Max Holloway could be an all-time great. I want to see that shit happen. Well, he probably already is an all-time great, but he could become top 10 all-time. Alex was outstriked by Izzy, yeah. He was outstriked by Izzy for pretty much the entire first fight. Is he going to get that? No, he's not going to get it. Alabama have a chance. 1 minute 35. Tennessee are going to kick a field goal. Alabama, no timeouts, 1 minute 35 left on the clock. I'm saying he's the best in terms of legacy. Sure, you can say, is he better? But you can call Alex greater since he's done more. Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I think that Izzy is the better striker. When you think about actual striking, who would I rather have if you take power out of the equation? I'd rather have Izzy, but who's the greater one? Who's done more in both combat sports? I think that it is Alex Pereira. What's good, JC? Do you think Joshua Van will end his next fight? As if he does, he's in the top 15. Do I think he'll like win his next fight? Yeah, win, not end. Do I think Joshua Van will win his next fight? They're probably going to give him some softballs just because he's too young. Have you seen Ilia's custom shorts? Yeah, they look pretty fire. They're actually like one of the only... I want to do a video soon like ranking all of the custom shorts we've seen in the UFC. Someone said that Ilia is higher on the all-time list than Islam and DJ. Full-on impression farming. That's just full-on impression farming. If Izzy beats Jan Blachowicz, he could have been one of the GOATs for real. Yeah. But I still think that he loses to somebody at 205. Like, he loses to, I don't know. Who else was there at that time? If he beats Jan, he loses to Yuri or Jamal or someone like that. All right, Harry, do you not want me in your stream? When did I say that? Ilia ain't on all-time list yet. Yeah, he's not even close. He legit just won his belt, bro. He's not even top. He's not even top. He's maybe top 100 all-time. Maybe top 100. He probably is. I'll give him top 100, but he's not top 50 all-time. Can I eye poke you? Depends how much you're paying. I'm down to do it for a certain price. And depends how many fingers. If it's any more than one finger, the price doubles because I need these eyes. Ankalaev would have beaten him eventually. I actually think that Ankalaev isn't the guy to beat him. If I'm picking anybody to beat him, Ankalaev is probably the last one. Because if you think about it, Ankalaev is someone that has, good takedown wrestling, but he's not a good finisher. He's a decent striker, but nowhere near Israel Adesanya. And the guy wants to strike with Alex Pereira. Imagine how fucking confident he'd be against Izzy. He has a Volk win. He's like top 30-ish. Volk is that guy. He has a fraudulent Volk win. That's like saying fucking anybody that has a Tony Ferguson win is up there. Anybody that has an Anderson Silva win is up there. Like, we need to see who Volk is before we talk about that win. That win, how it ranks all time is to be determined. It's TBD. Tired of champs wanting to move up, it is fucking annoying. Very little Pukula. Very little. I'd say it's almost a deterrent. I'd say they want cool eye colors like fucking red or gray or I don't know, fucking orange or some shit like that. Shit would be more dope. I don't know. Orange might be a condition. That might mean you have AIDS or something. I forget. Volk looked great in that fight. Yeah, but his chin. Like, there's a ton of UFC fighters we think are good mixed martial artists, but just their chin is not there. Oh, Jalen Milroy just threw a pick to seal the game. Damn, we can turn that shit off. All the fucking Alabama fans are livid. Who could you point out what could you point out in that fight that says Volkanovski is washed? As soon as he got hit clean, he went to sleep. I haven't watched it in ages, but his footwork, his timing, his quickness, everything looked a little bit off. Volk's always been chinny. Nah, Volk hasn't been... Bro, Volk's taking like full-on head kicks. Like against Jair, he took shots, bro. He took an elbow on the inside against Jair that I remember. He took a head kick against Jair that I remember. And he just ate that shit. Payne beat Amanda Nunes. Does that make her a goat? Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, there's tons of shit. There's a crazy amount of shit that you can point to where it's just like upsets, or he beat a guy that was in severe decline that just had a big name, which the UFC do constantly. Like Kamaru Usman. Is Hamzat Chimaev one of the greatest ever because he beat Kamaru Usman? Bro, Ilia does hit hard. 100%. Ilia does hit hard. But I'm not sure if Volkanovski's in that situation or gets knocked out in that situation if that's like prime Volkanovski. I feel like that's common sense. That shot Ilia hit Volk with would have put anyone in the division out cold except maybe Max. Yeah, but what we're talking about is, yes, the shot is one thing, but getting hit by the shot is the bigger thing for me. I don't think that shot catches him. Like, I seriously don't think that he gets hit by that if it's anybody else. Like, or not if it's anybody else. If it's Volkanovski in his prime, I don't think that he gets hit by that. I'm not arguing she's the GOAT, just top 30. Yeah, but not top 30. Not top 30. Like, there's 30 UFC fighters that have a defense. There's probably 25 UFC fighters that have multiple defenses. Study showed blue eyes the most attractive on man, and men are usually attracted to women with hazel eyes. I don't even think I've ever seen hazel eyes. You can pull this shit up pretty quick. It's like a gander. I feel like I don't really look at eyes ever. Unless it's like something crazy, you know what I mean? That shit does look kind of dope, though. It's like multicolored. Green, hazel, brown. Hazel kind of looks like that shit looks like a sunflower. Is she like looking at a sunflower, or are her eyes actually just like a sunflower? Like, that's just straight up flower colored, you know what I mean? If you like flower shit, you probably like that shit. Derek Lewis beat Francis and other current top ranked heavyweights. So is Lewis one of the greatest heavyweights ever? Yeah, that's why we can't have conversations like this. The conversations that you need to have are all based on context, which is why I've said the Volkanovski win is to be determined. It could come out and we could be like, that was prime Volkanovski. Ilia Topuria is just that guy. If we see Volkanovski makes another title run, you know what I mean? And he beats, I don't know, Max Holloway, or he beats Diego Lopez or somebody like that, and his chin looks good against them, we can go back and say, that was prime Volk. Ilia Topuria is just that guy. Or we could go back and say, Volkanovski hasn't been the same since he took that Islam Makhachev fight and got knocked out on short notice. And then we go back and say, you know what, that win probably isn't that good. If Volk ends his UFC career on a 4-fight loss streak, are we really going to go out there and act like that Ilia Topuria fought the best Volkanovski, or Ilia Topuria even fought a good Volkanovski? No. You're attacking my family. Bro, that was so fucking funny, bro. Just the random lines like that in UFC press conferences, I think are more funny. Especially because it came out of nowhere, bro. You can just tell that that's something that, like, he had in his head. Like, this guy's trying to take money away from my family. This guy's trying to take this shit away from my family. And he just blurted it out at a random moment. But everyone was just like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, are you good? Are you tripping? Would you go 45 minutes with a D1 offensive lineman after a sweaty game for 20 minutes? Brother, for 20 million? Oh, fuck. For 20 million, what does would you go mean? Would I block him? Sure. I'd block him for 40 minutes for 20 mil. Only problem I have with that is I think Ilia beats him again and we'd never know. See, but who does, like, bro, if Ilia beats him again, it really doesn't do that much. To be honest, if Ilia beats him again, it's not worse for him, but it doesn't look good anyway. Like, if he goes back and beats Volkanovski again, it doesn't solve anything. We need Volkanovski to fight other people that we think are good. And if Volkanovski can beat other people that are good, then we'll know, okay, that was prime Volkanovski. Ilia Topuria is just that guy. I don't do what if questions. I do absolutes. Nobody argues that the Ferguson who lost to Gaethje is better than the one who lost to Bobby. It's just a spectrum. I think we're at the start of it. The Ferguson who fought Gaethje would be good. Okay, but if you're talking about that, then you have to talk about the one that fought Islam Makhachev is the good Volkanovski, and from there he's been ruined. And the Ferguson one isn't really the same because Tony Ferguson didn't get finished. He just got the shit beat out of him. I'm talking about chin. And if chin is your problem, you go back to the first fight, the guy that made them lose their chin. And that's gonna be Islam Makhachev against Volkanovski. If Ilia beats Volk, Max Holloway, and moves up and beats Islam, that's an insane resume. That's 3 all-time wins. Yeah, if he does that, he's in a fucking great spot. Like, if he beats Volk, Max Holloway, moves up, beats Islam, he's not near top 10, but he's probably around top 25, top 20 conversations. Well, I suppose double champ. defended the belt once at 45. I just don't see that opportunity, though. I would agree, but it's not like Volk didn't win round 1. See, but like these are just like, it's just dumb questions, because if Max Holloway goes out there and wins round 1, it's not what we're talking about, though. We're talking about his chin. Like, Volkanovski's chin was good. Now, all of a sudden, is terrible. This is what I mean. But I can't fucking talk about Ilia against, I can't talk about these hypothetical situations. We'll know when we know. We'll know when fucking Volkanovski fights again, when Ilia fights again, we'll know, bro. We'll know. Is Ilia Topuria just that good? It'll probably be answered fucking next question. We need Francis back for real. Bro, Francis in the UFC, it's not going to happen unless Dana White's not there anymore, but I think, but it would be sick, bro. And it's, bro, heavyweight needs him so bad, bro. Heavyweight needs Francis Ngannou so bad. They're not going to do it, though. They're not going to do it. I think you're all wrong and think Joe Rogan smokes the entire flyweight division in one night. Listen, Joe Rogan is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I like Rogan. I think he could get it done. Those 125ers are small. We have a 135-pound fight here. Cameron Smootherman against Jake Hadley. I don't think I've ever heard of Cameron Smootherman. Does he have a fight inside the UFC? I swear to God, I've never watched this brother in my entire life. Cameron Smootherman. Is it Smootherman or Smotherman is a cold name, bro. Smotherman is a cold name. I can't lie to you. I thought it was Smootherman, which is kind of gay. It's kind of, you know, gay, no diddy. But Smotherman's it. No, okay. This is his first fight in the UFC. I was wondering. I was thinking to myself, he has a Contender Series fight that he lost. He's going to get smoked, bro. He's going to get absolutely barbecue Kentucky fried in this fight. And I don't even think that Jake Hadley's that good, but like, look at this record, bro. He lost to Charalampus Grigory. That's a made up name that he's just lost to. And he lost in round 1. Bro, this guy's a fucking bomb. And he beat him. This guy's 8-5. Where's he from? Cyprus? Bro, this guy's gonna get stomped. What is he? He looks like fucking 15. He's 27? Brother, he looks my age. He looks as young as me. Can Tatsu retire, become champ? How many defenses will he get and who beats him? Well, he can become champ. I don't know who's going to beat him because he's going to be champ in like 3 years' time. Maybe Asu Almaibiev, Joshua Van, somebody like that. But how many defenses will he get? I don't know. Best wide receiver in the NFL right now, it's probably Justin Jefferson. Yeah, Rogan is a black belt. When did he get his black belt? 30 years ago. Now he got his black belt like 15 years ago, maybe. There's a video of him getting his black belt from Eddie Bravo. Look it up. Joe Rogan gets. And an Eddie Bravo, it's 12 years ago, okay. And an Eddie Bravo black belt is a legit black belt. That's like fucking a legit black belt. Who's the, okay. We've walked into a conspiracy theory, and you boys know that I love a conspiracy theory. He's talking about, is Joe Rogan an actual black belt? Promoting a 17-year-old gal vowed to black belt. Got me thinking the hypocrisy in the sport. What the fuck is this guy talking about? I'd like to know if anyone out there who actually saw Joe Rogan in the gi from whatever years he was supposedly training, 99, 2000 something, anywhere, literally any gym, actively rolling at various belt levels. There isn't a single photo. Okay, let's just see is there. I'm assuming you don't look on YouTube because there are a bunch of videos of him in class and rolling. I'm assuming you're a troll. He was a brown belt for 8 years and used to train at Legends MMA. Okay. So Joe Rogan is a legit black belt. Fuck, man, I was there for the conspiracy. I still haven't let go of the Jets loss to the 49ers. Well, shit, you better let go fast because we're not. You better worry about the Bills loss. You better worry about all the other losses. You better worry about the Broncos loss. Let go of the 49ers one, bro. Inhale the fucking Broncos loss. Like, Jesus Christ, that is horrendous. The Broncos? Smotherman, give the name to Merab. Yeah, that would actually be a good name for Merab. smaller chokes or something that get used in jiu-jitsu. It's legit just like cupping someone's like nose and mouth and blocking them from being able to breathe. I think current Volk beats Max 3 times regardless of chin. That thinking is why I think Ilia beats Max. I understand style make fights, but still, yeah, that thing is just wrong. Well, it's not wrong, but it's just like jumping to a whole bunch of shit. He beats him, so he beats him, so he beats him, and his chin is bad, but his chin is good. It's like, bro. Tyreek Hill is the best wide receiver in the league right now. I'm out, brother. The guy is absolutely dookie dog shit unless he has someone good throwing to him. I don't doubt it. Joe and I are short. It's our only choice to stand out from the other short men. I think I've seen footage of Joe Rogan rolling. I'm pretty sure Joe Rogan is like fucking like a legit black belt. It's hard to see from just watching somebody. Like, I can't tell, oh, he's a purple belt, he's a brown belt, he's a black belt just by watching them roll. But Joe Rogan's legit. Even when you hear him talk on the UFC or hear him talk with actual like jiu-jitsu guys, like with Craig Jones or anybody like that, I think that he's fully legit. Harry, which women's MMA fighter would you let throttle you? Interesting question. I'd probably have to go with Brock Lesnar. Has Francis fought? Yeah, the Francis fight has come and gone. Francis Ngannou won via round 1 KO. I haven't let go of those losses either. If they lose to the Steelers, the season's over. Brother, your season's already over. Your season's done. Finito. Look forward to the draft, yeah? Look forward to, I don't know, hopefully picking a QB in the draft because Aaron Rodgers is 41. Your season's done. Over. Tyreek Hill is the best receiver in the league. He's being held back by the Dolphins. Put him on the Chiefs with Mahomes. He's dropping insane numbers. I'm talking 2,000 receiving yards. And bro, you could put me on the Chiefs with Mahomes and I'll look fucking great. You can't use that as an example. What would Justin Jefferson do with Patrick Mahomes? He'd be fucking unbelievable. He'd probably have fucking 2,500 yards. What would CeeDee Lamb do with Patrick Mahomes? What would Nico Collins do with Patrick Mahomes? Like, you can't fucking take that. You can't think, oh, what would I do? What would he do with Patrick Mahomes? What does he do with a not great quarterback? That's the real question. What is Justin Jefferson doing with Sam Darnold? What's he doing with whoever the fuck Joshua Dobbs that they were playing last year? Like, what's he doing with actual not great quarterbacks? Is he still able to do his thing? Is he still able to get open? Is he still able to get the ball? Yes. We've seen that the answer is yes for Justin Jefferson. The answer is no for Tyreek Hill. Bro, Tua's a good quarterback. Tua's not a bad quarterback. If we want to do MMA math, then Johnny Walker beats Tom Aspinall, Walker, Austin Stewart, Tommy Boy. Bro, you could do it with fucking everybody. Like, you can do it with a ton of people. If you want to do MMA math, you can talk about... Fuck, I can't even think of an example in my head. What's the craziest MMA math scenario that you can put together? You need to find somebody that has a... a lot of... Let's go to Charles Oliveira, okay? Let's find somebody that beats someone that Charles Oliveira's fought. Charles Oliveira, let's go all the way back to 2015. Let's go deep back in Charles Oliveira and find who he lost to. Just for MMA math's sake. Damn, Darren Elkins was fighting Charles Oliveira in 2010. Let's see this. Cub Swanson's actually pretty good. Surely he lost to a bum. Frankie Edgar's pretty good. Bro, Charles Oliveira, you just lose to a bum? Fuck me. Bro, it's... Okay, here we go. Ricardo Lamas beats Dustin Poirier, Michael Chandler, and Justin Gaethje back to back to back. If we're doing MMA math. Not gonna lie, well done steak and ketchup tastes so good. Prison. Hot take, raw noodles with seasoning on it is better than cooked noodles. Prison. Adriano Martins beats Volkanovski's MMA math. That's a great one. That's a fantastic one. Do I have an MLB or an NBA team? I'm a Suns fan. The MLB is one of the only leagues I don't actually watch. I don't watch the MLB and I don't watch the NHL. They're the only two that I don't watch. I watch a lot of the NFL. I watch a lot of college football. And then I watch a lot of the NBA too. I can't wait for the NBA to come back because the great thing about the NBA is that it's on every single day. Like the argument or the NBA is on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So anytime I'm going to bed, like right before I go to bed, we'll just throw on the Suns game. We'll throw on whatever NBA game's on would be good. Because right now when I'm going to bed, I'm watching like some bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm watching Netflix or something. Brad Katona robbed. I didn't actually watch that Brad Katona fight. Was it a good fight? $40-some millisubs or so, I've been told. Some of them gets kicked in the balls. He's actually looking decent so far. Like, he hasn't looked terrible. He's looked all right. He hasn't looked great, but he's looked all right. I also think Ilia's style interacts with Max's very well. Like, you can't tell that. You can't tell that until they fought. What, the guy with the unbelievable chin? You think that his style is great for the guy with really, really great KO punching power? Like, well, you don't know, because you don't know, is he going to be able to knock him out? If he is able to knock him out, then his style is perfect for Max Holloway. If he isn't able to knock him out, then his style is awful. Max Holloway's a nightmare matchup. 6-5 pound, the Elkins one was a war. I was watching the Elkins one. The Elkins one was a banger. I was watching that shit. They low-key fucking went for it. They scrapped. I got the Knicks, so can't let go of the Jets. Who's your college team for basketball and for football? For basketball, it's probably Kentucky. And for football, it's Ohio State. I think the first game of college football that I watched like properly was Ohio State against Georgia, and I think it was the 2022 college football playoffs. It was the day that like CJ Stroud was just going crazy. So I bought a CJ Stroud Ohio State jersey. It's over there. Who is more hated? Yeah, Sean, that's fair enough. Did you see the Dolphins traded Tyreek Hill to the Bills? They didn't. What are you talking about, bro? The Dolphins traded Tyreek Hill to the Bills. So the Bills that just went out there and traded for Amari Cooper. Doesn't even make sense. I'm not even sure they could do it cap-wise. Why? Who's your college football and basketball team, Mystic? You figured I'd be a Notre Dame fan? Yeah, because the Irish? Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I don't know, like most of the teams that I support is not based on, because obviously I'm not from America, so it's not based on region. It's just based on like random reasons. The 49ers is obviously the thing I was talking about, where I went into the store in Canada and the only jersey that I knew was Colin Kaepernick, so I became a 49ers fan. The Suns is because a YouTuber I used to watch when I was younger called Brawadis. He's a big Suns fan, and even though the Suns were dog shit, he supported them, so I was like, fuck it, I'm going to support them too. Kentucky is because Devin Booker used to play for Kentucky, and when I started watching like the Suns, Devin Booker used to play for Kentucky, so I became a Kentucky fan. And then college American football I just talked about. I tried to trick you, it didn't work, but you're going to have to be quicker than that to get something past me. If you said something like, I don't know, what's a plausible one? What's a plausible trade? Max Crosby. Max Crosby just got traded to the Lions, or Max Crosby got traded to the 49ers. I'll be like, really? Max Crosby's a 49er? Bro, Wallace, those memories, bro. Bro, Wallace had an elite prime. When I was like 12, 13 years old, Bro, Wallace was that fucking guy. I used to watch him every day. He needed to take a knee to get that 49ers jersey off the shelf. I'd like to get like frame jerseys, you know what I mean? But I feel like it needs to be something, bro, another fucking eye poke. We've had a knee to the balls and now an eye poke as well. I think that like my ideal setup would be like loads of UFC fighters' gloves and shorts and then like jerseys, but all in good time. I'm trying to get the setup in front of me. You know what's crazy? I was thinking about this the other day. None of you guys have ever seen what's in front of me. Like you see this way, but you don't see this way, which I thought was crazy. Those good old days with the Dragic and the Morris brothers. Goran was a bum. Eric Bledsoe was a bum. Like those, I don't know how I stayed as a Suns fan when I was watching Tyler Ulis ball, when I was watching Dragan Bender ball. Like that was real bad. That was real nasty. And they just could not hit on a pick either. We had so many. You have Josh Jackson. You have Dragan Bender. I remember times as a Suns fan when the biggest thing for us was don't let Tyler Ulis go because he's Devin Booker's best friend, and if he goes, Devin Booker will go. Oh, I get it now, Sean. Now that you've said it, I get it now. And it is also a different statement if I wear that Colin Kaepernick jersey out in public now. You know, you might get some weird looks from some people. Do you think people from Oklahoma should still support the Raiders after they relocated to Vegas? I think if you, actually, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the kind of etiquette around that shit is, because they did technically leave your city. I feel like it's kind of person to person. You don't have to, but if you want to, I respect it. I'm with the Pride glove design, with the GOAT design. I haven't even seen the Pride glove design. Like, I've seen them, but I don't remember them compared to the UFC. Pride glove design. Pride glove versus UFC glove. So they're just kind of like bigger and a little bit bulkier. It seems like they've got more padding in them. Seems like this Pride glove has more padding than the UFC glove does. Was it actually more padding, or is it like fake padding? You also have the thing where this curves your fingers down, bro. They had it right first time. This shit curves your fingers down like people always talk about. Where like the UFC gloves, it's trying to open your hand back up. The Pride gloves are trying to close your hand back down. What time's the main event? The main event, I don't know. It's meant to be 2:30, but most of the time the UFC kind of fucking has it be a little bit later. It's probably going to be 3 a.m. Las Vegas has gotten 2 teams from Oakland, both MLB and NFL. Yeah, no, they're going to get an NBA one too. Like, there's going to be expansion in the NBA, and they're guaranteed to get an NBA one as well. Less eye pokes, yeah, for sure. Like, anything is less eye pokes is what I want. Funny thing is, 99% of NFL teams play at home at someplace else. Cowboys don't. Cowboys don't play in Dallas. Buffalo Bills don't play in Buffalo. Giants and Jets don't play in New York. Why, do they all play in like actual different places? I don't know that. I know that San Francisco play in San Francisco. From our POV, it looks like you're in a closet. My room's not big, but it's not that small. You got my bed. There's a little weights bench there. There's a little room for like. There's a lot of wardrobe stuff over on this side, but half of it I don't use. Half of it is used by the rest of my family. Should the NBA and the WNBA merge like the PFL and Bellator did? So you're essentially just saying, should we disband the WNBA? Because there's some hoopers in the NBA right now getting cut. Like some actual dogs in the NBA that are getting cut. The NBA needs expansion bad. It needs either 2 teams or 4 teams or I don't know, fucking 8 teams. But the NBA needs expansion, because when you have Lonnie Walker getting cut, if you don't know who Lonnie Walker is, how would I put Lonnie Walker in MMA or in UFC terms? Lonnie Walker's like if the UFC cut. What's a good comparison? Fuck me, I'm trying to think of a good comparison for Lonnie. Lonnie Walker's like if the UFC cut Terrence McKinney, yeah? Who, like, Terrence McKinney, don't get me wrong, he's not going to blow your mind, okay? But he's a good UFC fighter. He's definitely a UFC level fighter. The Jets and Giants both play in New Jersey, just outside of New York City. Real estate is just so expensive. Yeah, that actually makes sense. Do you consider Shavkat undefeated even though he lost amateur fights, or are amateur fights irrelevant? Yeah, amateur fights are pretty irrelevant. Because, like, amateur fights, bro, you can fight once a week amateur. Lonnie Walker the 4th, yeah. Caitlin Clark could low-key be a 3-and-D player without the D. Bro, Caitlin Clark would get feasted on in the NBA. Like, good Christ, bro. I don't even think Caitlin Clark could go D1. I honestly don't. Maybe she could, but I don't think so. Like, bro, think about the strength. Think about, like, just the muscle disparity in between her. Think about the height disparity. Like, she'd have to be absolutely lights out. And the NBA 3 is a lot further away than the WNBA 3. He is like Mike Perry just after they cut him. I can't believe that BKFC even cut Mike Perry. Let's chill out there, Joe. Let's chill out there, brother. 30 seconds left in round 2. This fight's been meh. The next 3 fights are really good, though. The next 3 fights are actually we're actually gonna be locked in on. We're actually gonna be fully, like, ready to go, locked in on the next 3 fights. So I'm happy. Probably couldn't even beat a high school team. No. She's a top high school player, but she's not going to D1. John should relocate to New York City, and Jets should change to New Jersey. Most of the Jets fan base are from Queens and New Jersey anyway, and the Giants in New York City. See, it's just going to be like New Jersey already have Buffalo, don't they? Is Buffalo not in New Jersey? Is it not Buffalo, New Jersey? I feel like it is. So you're just having 2 teams in New Jersey instead of 2 teams in New York. If you're moving them anywhere, I'd just move them to, like, I don't know, whatever city doesn't have an NFL team or whatever state doesn't have an NFL team that should. He actually has a longer average 3 mate than anyone in the NBA, really? Did you go to any of the college football games when they have them in Ireland? I was going to go to the one this year. I'll definitely go to the one next year, though. I'll definitely go to the one next year. There was a UFC event the same day that there was the one this year, so I couldn't go. But the one next year I'll go to. And especially if there's I think like the Jets or the Steelers. I think the Steelers are meant to be playing in Dublin soon. So I'll go to a Steelers game in Dublin for sure if there's NFL games. Buffalo's in New York. It's right on the Canadian border, about 6 hours northwest of New York City. Damn, bro, everything in America is so far away. Like, if you were to go like the furthest point in Ireland from like top to bottom, making it as far as you can, it's probably like an 8-hour drive. Probably an 8-hour drive. Like to fly from the east to the west of Ireland would probably take you like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes at most. Like, Ireland is so small compared to all these other countries. Damn. Smotherman's putting it on him. Starting up round 3. Oh, no. And he immediately gets taken down. Damn, Adam Martin has Smotherman up 20-17 after 2 rounds. Wait, Jake Hadley got a point deducted? Bro, I've not been fucking locked in on the shit at all. Bro, I'd love to get a fucking NFL team in Alabama. I'd love to get that. Bro, the bodies that you see in college football in the crowd are disgusting. Like, it would really, really tempt you to go to college in America. It would really, really tempt you to go to college in America. To just see all the bodies over there. God damn. You should do a freakiest fighters tier list. I feel like that's more your thing, P. Diddy. Feel like that's more your thing. I feel like you know better too. You'd have a better idea. 3 minutes 45 left inside round 3. Jake Hadley needs a finished here against Smotherman. Nice little right hand by Smotherman. Bro, Smotherman can strike a little bit. I'll be the first one to say it. I completely underappreciated his game. Smotherman's got a bit of dog in him. Got a little something to him. This is why, brother. This is why you never bet on the fight nights, bro. Unless it's main event, you don't bet on fight nights because it's never going to go well. You could have a guy that looks like he's going to get absolutely smoked. Like, every indication would say this guy's going to get smoked. Lost on Dana White's Contender Series to a guy that's about to get fucking cut in 1 round. Hasn't looked good in regional promotions. And comes in here and smokes a former, I think he's Cage Warriors champion, Jake Hadley. I live 1 hour north of Atlanta, Georgia. For me to go to Las Vegas to watch UFC by car will take 30 hours. Fuck me, bro. 30 hours to go to Las Vegas to watch the UFC? That's disgusting. 30 hours is so crazy. Surely you just get a plane, though. Surely it's like maybe like 4 hours on a plane or 3 hours on a plane. John Jones liked my party. His wife had these weird bruises, though. Did John Jones have the bruises? Is the real question. Because she's a good sparring partner. I've heard good things about John Jones' wife. I've heard good things. I've heard she's got a nasty triangle. Nasty triangle. I just watched her latest video and I love Moicano. He's got unique vibes. Bro, Moicano's changed I've changed my mind about Moicano a lot this year. I think he's like legit in the UFC now. Whereas before, I just thought he was a cool guy with unique vibes, with a unique personality. Florida, Cali, Texas, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New Jersey / New York, Cali having 3, meaning we can make 7 new teams in NFL states that don't have them. Shit, make all the teams. I just want to see more American football, more NFL football. To be fair, there is a lot. There's Thursday, there's Monday, there's Sunday. College football is Saturday. But maybe they could make I don't know. I suppose in America, it's like fully lined out for you to watch American football legit every single day. Apart from Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday and Wednesday are the only days off. Because you have Monday night football, Thursday night football. I'm pretty sure high schools play on Friday. Then Saturday is college football, Sunday is the NFL. Does Money Moicano beat Paddy? Yeah, I think he smokes him. I don't think it's that close. I think he absolutely smokes him. Thoughts on Ilia Topuria wanting to stand and bang in the middle of the octagon in the first 10 seconds? It makes sense. That's better for Ilia Topuria. If I was Max Holloway, I would not be standing and banging with Ilia Topuria. It's like the one way you lose. If I'm Max Holloway, all I'm trying to do is like keep him at distance, keep him at range, stay away from the power, because there is a real chance that Ilia Topuria can just hit him and sleep him. I wonder what the odds are right now. Actually, I'm going to check it. What are the odds on Max Holloway by decision? Because I don't really see Max finishing him, but I can see Max via decision. I still have, obviously, that bet on that I put on last week. I've got no fights. I've got no fights in this on this card, but I do have 2 on the next. Can I see? Why do they not show me anything about decision or anything? They only show me. All I can do is bet on them to win the fight. I can't bet on. Okay, bet 365. I'm sorry, we're gonna have to go elsewhere. I need somewhere where I can see what the decisions are. Max Holloway. Max Holloway versus topuria odds. He would win that even Max, even, fuck me. Brother, you're gonna have to retype that shit. That doesn't make any sense. Let's see this. Okay, here we go. We have method of victory here. Fine. Let's go over here. Method of victory. Elite Topuria by KO. Okay, so Max Holloway by points is 4-1. I don't know what that means. Bro, why do like I actually do not understand it, bro. Why the fuck do they do this shit where they have it listed like this, bro? Like I'm some kind of fucking moron. They have it listed as 4-1, 14-1, 9-2. Like, why am I doing mental maths just to see who the fucking favorite is? I think that means that he's more likely to win by points than he is by KO, TKO, and more likely to win by submission. Okay. So it essentially means that I think if I bet €10, I get... No, because that doesn't make any sense. Because those are... Do they have him as weight? Bro, we're going to have to do it this way, bro. This is fucking confusing the shit out of me, bro. These guys have the fucking weird odds as well that nobody can decipher. Like, how are you meant to decipher these odds, bro? What is 41-20? Can I change you? Please, bro. Please let me change you. No. Bro, how do I fucking change what the odds are? This is the stupidest shit I've ever seen. This is honestly the stupidest shit I've ever seen. I fucking hate how they do odds, bro. It's so dumb. Like, whoever has even come up with that fucking concept? Big win for your boy Paul Hughes there. Yeah, I was watching it. It was a good fight. It was a good fight, bro. Paul Hughes nearly slapped him too. Paul Hughes is dangerous. I want to see him inside the UFC. I want to see him inside the UFC. Makes sense. Do you think we see Topuria's Greco-Roman wrestling background in the fight? I think that he knows no one wants to see the fight go to the ground. He's confident enough to knock him out. I don't think so. I think I'd be very, very surprised if he wrestles. Max even avoided answering the question when he was asked if he wanted to point in the center and trade in the first 10 seconds. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, Max Holloway's not going to answer that question because he's not going to do it. Even if Elite Topuria wants him to do it. And, like, it doesn't make any sense for Max Holloway to go out there and do that. That's how he's going to lose the fight. He knows Ilia isn't as sloppy as Justin. It's not even that Justin was that much more sloppy. It's just more of a risk for no reason. Like, in the first 10 seconds, he's going to go do that. Ilia is very durable. I don't think Max will finish him. Ilia is very durable. I don't think Max will finish him. Yeah, I'd be surprised if Max finished him. I think the most likely outcome by far is Max Holloway via decision. Cameron Smotherman gets it done via fucking UD. Shout out to Smotherman. I can't believe he won that fight, bro. I actually cannot believe he won that fight. Smotherman out there going crazy. Let's put on Georgia, Texas. Would you favor Ilia or Holloway in the first 10 seconds? If they do it, easily give me fucking Ilia. Easily give me Ilia. It doesn't, like, Ilia is by far the better in the pocket boxer, or like the guy that has like more chance. If they're in the pocket, Max Holloway's losing at all points. That's where Ilia is by far his best. I agree. If Max wins, it's most likely by decision. Yeah, he's gonna. If he wins, it's gonna be by decision. Also, no, he's not gonna submit him. I thought about submission for a second, but then I thought, no, that's stupid. We'll find out October 26th, but for Ilia used wrestling against Jai Herbert when he got rocked by the head kick. Maybe if he gets rocked by Max Holloway, he's going to try shooting, try to take him down. But Max Holloway's very difficult to take down too. It's not just like, oh, well, as soon as he tries to wrestle him, immediately Max Holloway's going to go down. Like, Max Holloway's gone against Ortega. He's gone up against a ton of people that have tried to take him down, and none of them have been able to do it. What do I think of Umar versus Song Yadong? I think it's fucking stupid, and I think that there's absolutely no reason for Umar and Song Yadong to be an actual fight. Like, why? See, someone commented on my video earlier today saying, like, oh, why are you being such a hypocrite? You said that Leon Edwards was right to take a money fight against Colby instead of fighting Bilal. I want, okay, if you're Bilal Muhammad, if you're Merab, if you complain about someone, you know, ducking you and someone taking a money fight instead of fighting you, don't do the same thing. Like, you complained about it. Merab was like, oh, why is he fighting Song Yadong instead of me? Or not Song Yadong. Why is he fighting Chito Vera instead of me? That's understandable. It makes sense. You are valid to complain there. But then don't go do the same fucking thing. Don't go, yeah, I want the Sean O'Malley rematch because it's going to be more money than an Umar fight. I fucking hate that shit. Song Yadong could win. Now he's going to get cooked. What are your thoughts on Conor McGregor versus Dan Hooker? It's probably the fight that I'd like to see most. You know what I mean? Unless it's him against Chandler, I think it's a fucking great fight. Like, I think not only is it a winnable fight for Conor McGregor, it's against a guy that's not going to wrestle. It's against a guy that's not going to stand up. And it gives Dan Hooker that kind of star power that you'd want Dan Hooker to have. Fault is on Merab for ducking, yeah. Like, what Merab said was so stupid too. Like, it's just so obvious. Merab is like, yeah, no, I want to come back in February or March. Why can you not come back in January? Give me any reason why I can't come back in January and we can't have Umar against Merab co-main, Islam against Arman main event in Saudi. Or wherever the fuck UFC 311 is. Brother, that would be fucking perfect. That would be perfect. And then you open it up for February, Conor McGregor comes back, and then you probably have March, Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira is going to be fighting somebody in March. Like, that would be absolutely ideal. Yet they don't do that shit. It doesn't make any sense. Especially because the January card, especially for Merab, is late in the year. Or late in the month. The January card is like, what, January 17th or something? I don't know. I don't have any children. Why did you reply to my comment, good video with no casual this time? Why did I reply or why didn't I reply? Who won the beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake? I was just kind of happy that both of them were putting out music. I also think that it was just like, it was kind of dumb because Drake said all of this different shit, okay? And Kendrick doesn't respond to it. And then Kendrick says all this different shit and Drake doesn't respond to it. So it's pretty much just who can say the more audacious shit because none of it was proved to be real. It's like, oh, Kendrick, you got touched by your uncle or whatever. And then Kendrick is like, well, Drake, you're a pedo and you have an extra daughter. And then Drake is like, I planted that extra daughter thing, but none of it is any proof. None of it was at all real. No one's really looked into any of it. So it's pretty much just who do you dislike more? Who has the more active Twitter fans? That's who's going to win it. The January pay-per-view is rumored to be in Los Angeles. I know that, what was it? 312 got confirmed to be in Sydney too. It's probably confirmed. Probably confirmed where 311 is. 311 is in, I'll tell you right now. At a to-be-announced venue and location. Fair enough. How are they announcing 312 but not 3? It's definitely America then. If they've already announced 312, it's definitely going to be America. Because you can't have an event in, I don't know, Bahrain or wherever the fuck you want to have it, in Saudi Arabia, and not do it earlier than this. It's also on a kind of awkward weekend. Like, this is right when the NFL playoffs start. And I don't really want it to be like that. And 312 is probably the weekend of the Super Bowl. February 9th. Is that 2 weeks? Damn, is that 3 weeks? When's the Super Bowl? When is the Super Bowl? Yeah, Sunday, February 9th. So these are both on the... You have UFC 312 and then you have the Super Bowl the next day. Damn, what a day for sport. What a day to just be a sporting fan. If you're Dana and don't want to risk Paddy the Fatty getting humiliated, who do you give next? Who do I think would be a good matchup for Paddy the Baddy next? I'm probably going... It's a good matchup for Paddy the Baddy. At 55, I feel like you have to give him someone further up in the rankings. You don't want to give him Benoit Saint Denis. Don't really want to give him Jalen Turner. Who even in the rankings could he fight? Like maybe like Beneil Dariush or someone? Did you see in college football today there was a fight between the teammates on the sidelines? No, send it to me. What arena in Los Angeles? I don't fucking know, to be honest. I've got no idea, bro. The only arenas that I even know are the 3 Arena, because it's in Dublin. The MGM, because it's famous. I don't even know what the one in Las Vegas is called. T-Mobile in Las Vegas. Islam already said they have a fight booked for Islam for January or February, but it hasn't even been announced yet. Also, just don't like the Corey win. I think he was very overrated coming into that fight. Who? What, Umar? Umar was not overrated. In fact, he was probably underrated going into that fight for how good he looked in that Corey fight. They call pass interference there. I get a fight night every Saturday and NFL every Sunday. It's pretty much sports at its peak. Yeah, well, to be fair, I get the same. I just get them at a later time. I actually would prefer apart from the Sunday night football, I like American football starting at 6 p.m. for me. Because I know it starts at 1 p.m. for Americans, but I like it more at 6 p.m. I think 6 p.m. is a better time. You have like, for me, for the NFL, you have 6 p.m. is the early games. You have 9 p.m. is like 9:05, 9:25 is when you have that like 4-game slate. And then obviously you have Sunday night football. If it wasn't for the last game ending at like 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning, I think that it would be the perfect slate. Charles Johnson walking out. If he wins this fight, he's 4-0 on the year. There's a real question for, has anybody had a better year in the UFC other than Charles Johnson? If Charles Johnson goes 5-0 this year too, there's a chance he could be fighter of the year. He's not going to get it because of Alex Pereira. But if he goes 5-0 and he still has time, if he turns around in 2 months, he still has time. To be fair, I do know Levi Stadium. I didn't even think about that. I actually know a lot of, but that's not an arena. That's a stadium. Stadiums are different. Like I know Levi Stadium. I know Arrowhead. There's a few more that I know, or Burrowhead, as it should be called. I know like Crow Park, Old Trafford. There's a ton of stadiums that I know, but in terms of actual arenas, it's different. Also know the UFC Fight Night Arena, the Apex. How did I fucking not think of the Apex, bro? UFC Fight Night Arena. Poatan is fighter of the year. Yeah, he's going to get it. But I think if Charles Johnson goes 5-0, he should be in the conversation. Hashtag Skullet Gang. OB gets a finish here. He should be ranked if he wins this. He's just on the cusp of the rankings right now. And 125 does not have enough good fighters anyway. Wait, was your latest video not including champions? It was including champions. But I think that like most champions, like it's not the fighter of the year for me, at least. I probably should have said this in the video. I'm going to have some angry people commenting. But the fighter of the year is not who is the best fighter this year. That's not who it is. That's not what it's about. It's like almost who's the most improved fighter this year. So like Charles Johnson went from last year being that guy with the weird haircut to now, if he wins this fight, he's a legit contender at 125. A legit contender at 125. Alex Pereira at the start of the year has gone from Shama, cool guy with left hook, good fighter, to pound for pound number 2, probably the biggest superstar on the planet right now. Sells out any event that he goes, sells out any event or any arena that he goes to. If he's fighting, it's absolute must-watch TV. I think Corey's been overrated for a long time now. Corey's good as fuck. I'm going to Germany next week, and when I get home, I have 308. 308 is such a good card, bro. Just look through this card, bro. This 308 card. I was thinking about it earlier today. The card is fucking disgusting. Like, the card's actually outrageous, okay? So you have, obviously, main event. This fight down here is a little bit weird. Lerone Murphy, Danny Gay. Don't know why it's where it is, but it's here. And then you have Jeff Neal Ordier, Mateus Rebecki, Miktabek Oralbai, Said Nurmagomedov, Daniel Santos, Abus Magomedov, Bruno Ferreira, Kennedy Nzechukwu against Justin Tafa, Fareed Basha, Victor Hugo, Rinat Fakhrdinov, Nuzultan Rozobiev, Ibo Aslan. That's got to be early prelims. Is this actually what the main card's meant to be? Let me go over here and see what the main card is. Why is Danny Gay on the main card? Why is this fight so high up? If you were to ask me where this fight should be, I would have this fight on the main card instead. I wouldn't have Jeff Neal Ordier. I probably wouldn't have. I'd probably have this fight on the main card instead. But like this fight should at least open up the main card. Ankalaev Rakic is what, like number 3 against number 5 or number 3 against number 6? Shower bullet I get just because it's shower bullet. Base UFC 308 card, no women's MMA? Yeah, it's because it's in Saudi. There's never any women's MMA if they're in Saudi. Because obviously they're not trying to piss off all the Saudis. And all the Saudis don't like... Well, they do like violence against women. They don't like violence against women in a cage. Bro, what is this fucking wire called on? Name one fighter except for Umar that has got a title shot after one ranked win. Umar obviously has been pushed by the UFC. Ilia Topuria beat Bryce Mitchell, who's ranked now, but I'm not sure if he was ranked then. And then Josh Emmett. That's only 2. But I think that like it all depends on who you beat and who will fight you. Like Islam could not get fights. Could not get fights at 155. It's why he jumped from, I think it was what, Dan Hooker to Charles Oliveira. Like Islam just could not get fights. Damn, that was a nice right hand by Charles Johnson. Super nice right hand. Well, Cyborg fought on Saudi today. That is actually true. I don't know. I presume it's just something that they say because there's no way it's just a coincidence that every time the UFC fights in Saudi, there's no women's MMA cards. But I didn't even think about the fact. See, but I'm not even sure if the people in Saudi consider Cyborg to be a woman. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure if she's actually... I'm not sure if they have special rules for somebody like that because, brother, she's not a woman to me. She's a fully fledged man. It's like if Nunez was to fight out there. I don't think that there'd be any fucking problems. Because Volkov and Ngannou was moved to 310, bro. 310 is going to be so stacked too. 310 is an absolute fucking banger card. Legit, there's no bad events left in the year. No bad events. 308, 309, 310 are all fucking unbelievable. Thoughts on Jamal Hill acting like he's too good for Khalil Roundtree? How does the fight go for you? I hope he fucking keeps that same shit if he fights him, bro. Because Khalil will smoke him, bro. Khalil will put away Jamal Hill. He beat a 55er on a week's notice before the Bryce fight and has crushed the ranked guys. I'm not saying that he didn't deserve a title shot. I'm just saying that there's a ton of guys that, like, it just depends on who's willing to fight you and how good you are. Like, if you dominate the number 2 ranked guy in the division, Sean O'Malley, I'm pretty sure, jumped from 11 to, what, 1? Beat Petr Yan and then got a title shot. It all depends on how good you look against that top guy. Like, Umar dominated Corey Sandhagen, so you have to give him a title shot. You can't just have a guy like Umar sit outside the rankings for all of his UFC career because guys inside the rankings are just like, nah, I don't really want to fight him. 309 is an awful card in your opinion? Nah, 309 is pretty stacked. Let me look up 309. UFC 309. We have fight card. John Jones, Charles Oliveira. Or John Jones, Stipe, Charles Michael Chandler, Bo Nickel, Paul Craig, Chris Weidman, Eric Anders. It could do with some help. This is a good fight right here. Basil Haffaz against Oban Elliott's a good fight. Jim Miller back on there. Jonathan Martinez, Marcus McGee, that's a good fight. Bo Nickel, obviously, is going to be a good fight because it's Bo Nickel. Chris Weidman, I think, is interesting. Nikita Krylov coming back against Azamat Murzakanov. That's an interesting fight, actually. That's a very interesting fight at light heavyweight. I think this doesn't have a lot of big names. It could do with one more big name, which I'm not sure if it's done yet. But how many fights do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's probably going to get 1 fight, 2 more fights. Oh, yeah, okay. Then you have Mauricio Rufy's on this card too, and Lucas Almeida against David Onana. That's early prelims. But I honestly don't think that card is terrible. It's not as good as 308. It's not as good as 310, for sure. But I actually don't think that card's terrible. 309 redeemed by co-main Bo Nickel on the main card again. I don't mind Bo Nickel on the main card for normal events. But I think that Bo Nickel on the main card, like he's lower on this card than he was on UFC 300. UFC 300, he was, no, actually, he's at the same spot. Or maybe he opened it. Well, if Umar is ranked 2, I'm sure the guys who are ranked lower would want to fight. No one wants to fight low-ranked Dagestani because the risk and reward is too low. Yeah, but like Umar is someone who we all knew was better than what his ranking showed. So you have to have someone in the rankings that's willing to fight him. Petr Yan versus Umar is the best fight you can make at bantamweight. Get Marab out of the way, Umar. Please smoke him. I'm going to do a video soon talking about like the most unlikely or the underdog champions in every division. And I think Petr Yan's going to be the guy. Petr Yan's going to be the guy to fucking, like, I think he could definitely get his championship back at 135. Super young, too. He's like 30, 31 years old. Middle East should be considered a continent. It's bigger than Australia. What continent is Middle East in? Just Asia? Oh, damn. Charles Johnson got rocked by that. Good first round. Both these guys out there scrapping. Decent little first round. Charles Johnson looked pretty good, though. Controlled the tempo. You know what I'm really happy to see, and it's something that I've complained about for a little while now, that we've actually started to see more. It's pretty much every fighter is getting at least some version of custom shorts. Like Bryce Mitchell has his camo shorts. Charles Johnson gets to wear the purple shorts. I think every single fighter should have custom shorts. Maybe some of them won't get the custom ones like the champions, especially early prelim guys, but it literally takes nothing for Venom to go out there and fucking... It literally takes nothing for Venom to create custom shorts. Literally nothing. Hot take, Tito Ortiz is a top 3 all-time light heavyweight. I don't think that's hot of a take. Who else would you have? Tito Ortiz has, what, 5 defenses? I think it probably goes, what? Like John, DC, Tito? I don't hate that at all. I don't even hate Tito at second. Also, Petr Yan is way better than Corey Sandhagen. Petr Yan is way better than Corey Sandhagen. No, he's not. No. Corey Sandhagen would beat Petr if they fought, in my eyes at least. Everyone is matchmaking Sean versus Corey, but I think a better fight is Sean versus Yan. Either of those fights are very good. I think that Sean versus Corey is more entertaining because we haven't seen it before. Like the Petr Yan Sean fight we have seen. DC Jones Poatan. Oh, actually, I forgot about Alex Pereira at 205. Alex Pereira probably is there. Yeah. Alex Pereira is probably ranked now at 205. He's probably the third best. Although him and Tito is close. Him and Tito is very close. How many defenses does Alex have? Yuri, Khalil, Jamal. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. But Tito, I think that Tito does deserve to be up there, at least in top 4 mentions. Because with Alex Pereira there, it makes it a little bit more difficult. It makes it a little bit more difficult with Alex Pereira up there. I want to be on the fucking UFC broadcast. One of my tweets once. Do I just tweet like a dickhead and just be like, "Oh my god, what? This is a banger fight. This one's coming down to the ending stages. Hashtag UFC Fight 89. This is one of the fights of the year. Unbelievable." I feel like you just have to do that. Like you have to tweet like an NPC to get on the UFC broadcast. Charles Johnson stabbing at Sumaderaj's knee constantly. Ooh. You know one thing that Charles Johnson's actually really, really good at? He's really good at like anything where like he's really good off of his back foot. You know what I mean? Because it's not just check hooks. He like off his back foot with his left hand, with his right hand. He's really, really good. He's like comfortable just swinging off his back foot, and he gets good power into it too. Now Sumaderaj is kind of starting to piece him up a little bit on the feet. He's so big and so long for 125. Like he looks like he's got zero muscle on him. Shogun Rua is criminally underrated. I don't think criminally underrated. Maybe a little bit underrated. Current Tony beats any current 155er. No. And you're incorrect. And here's why. Tony Ferguson is 40. Bad. Not good. Washed. Real not good. Chin, not there. Wrestling, not great. Cardio, good. Fighter, bad. Current Tony or some random dude on the streets. That's a matchup I could take Current Tony in. That's a matchup that I think Current Tony could do. Tony's been released from the UFC and has signed a contract with Street Beefs. I think that Street Beefs should look at acquiring some more UFC fighters. Like if you come off the UFC and hop on Street Beefs, I'd love to see it. I just want a promotion that streams that shit on YouTube so I can like properly watch party it. Like watch partying that CJI event was so much fun, bro. That was so much fun. Tony's on a 70 fight winning streak. You mean 80? Oh, damn. Charles Johnson just clips Sumaderaj. He's bad. He's rocked after that. He's a little bit hurt. You see him stumbling a little bit. He still manages to swing, though. Yeah, and he's back on his feet. He actually looks okay. Charles Johnson also has a very good chin at 125. That's the only problem I kind of see from him is that he does get hit. Oh, he hurt him bad. Oh, this is over. This is over. Yeah, it's over. It's over. Ref, call that. Hello, ref. He's done. He's finito. Never mind. He's on a double leg. How the fuck did he survive that? Ground and pound, Charles. Ground and pound, Charles. Ground and pound, Charles. Yeah, there you go. Oh, bro, bro, Sumidera, might have the fucking best chin in the UFC. How the fuck did he just survive that? How did he actually survive that? Let him up. Let him up. Let him up, bro. The guy's finito. Let him up. Oh, damn. Charles Johnson caught an up kick. Oh, armbar. Oh, there's a chance he get. No, he's not going to get it. He's not going to get it. He's not going to get it. Oh, triangle. That triangle's tight. That shit's locked up. Oh, armbar's right there. Oh, he's going to break his arm. Charles Johnson tries to roll out of it. Bro, that shit is fucking close, bro. That shit is really close. Bro, this round has fucking everything. Charles Johnson gets out of the armbar, gets out of the triangle, but now he's about to have his back taken. He's trying to get to the cage. 30 seconds left in this. Bro, that was tight. Like, I don't know how the fuck he got out of that armbar. That was real tight. This fucking entire fight just switched in 30 seconds. Holy shit. Does the skullet give you additional submission defense powers? You might get plus 10 submission defense based purely off a skullet. Bro, that fucking grappling from Sumideraji was fucking real fast. Like, he got that triangle, he got that armbar really, really quick. Just fired them up, caught them immediately. 1 second left. What a fucking round that was. That was a fucking... That was a little banger. Jamal Hill out there in the crowd. Bro, Jamal Hill's looking big. Jamal Hill is looking every bit at 250. Who wins, Sean O'Malley or Tony Ferguson? Give me Sean O'Malley. Is there a reason for Van getting a ranked opponent after getting one win and this last loss was to Charles Johnson? Lol, Johnson better get a top 10 opponent after this win. I think he will. I think Charles Johnson is definitely ranked and he's going to get an opponent. It depends what Kaya Sakura does, is how fast people get pushed. Because if Kaya Sakura wins, I don't think that they're going to push people too fast. But if Kaya Sakura comes in and looks bad, bro, they need fucking contenders at 25. So they're just going to start pushing people constantly. Really, you think Tony destroys O'Malley? Bear in mind, like, this is in a situation where Sean O'Malley wouldn't be cutting any weight. So it's not like Sean O'Malley has to cut to 135 and Tony only has to cut to 55 or 70. Sean O'Malley's just coming in there, whatever he naturally weighs, 170. So his gas tank's going to be perfect. His power is going to be pretty good. Like, I actually think that he beats him. If you make Sean O'Malley cut to 35, then no. Sean O'Malley after a cut, no. But I think that Sean O'Malley just straight up coming in there like 165, 170, bulking up to 170, I think he beats him. Bro, Charles Johnson has a fucking crazy chin. He just got hit with a kick right to the side of the fucking head. That was heel to like temple. And he was good. It's probably 2018 Charles Johnson, so Sumideraji probably needs a finish. Probably needs a finish in the third. Thoughts on Zabit's little brother? Is he in MMA? Is he in MMA? I didn't know that. What's his name? I'll look him up after. Look up the Tapology. Aaron Bonstead has said it's 10-9 Sumideraji. I think that's fucking bullshit. Brandon Royval watching a fight. Moicano watching a fight. That's why the referee always have to give a chance to the fighter. Yeah, I thought the referee should have called that shit. No bullshit. But then fucking Charles Johnson nearly got submitted 30 seconds later. Pretty much everybody's tweeting that these guys are scrapping. You got all the fucking UFC fighters. I'm surprised that Charles Johnson didn't put him out. And Sumideraji just kind of has this freaky chin for somebody who's that big, who obviously has to cut a lot of weight to get to 125. Like, he has this kind of freaky, weird Charles Oliveira recovery ability. I don't know what the fuck that was. Like, he was done a second ago. And then all of a sudden, he's firing up a triangle. It was legit exactly like watching a Charles fight. Where, like, Charles gets knocked down and it looks like he's finished. He's about to be done. And then all of a sudden, triangle, armbar, fight's over. Sean O'Malley has said before he's around 155, not 65 or 70. I've heard him on his podcast say that he's 170 when he walks around. That if he was to walk around at his natural weight, that he'd walk around at 170. Like, his walk around weight when he's fighting at 35, when he can't let himself get too big, is 55 or 60. I think he said that he cuts 25 pounds. But if he used to just be comfortable and be natural and not fighting, he said that, I'm pretty sure he said that that he'd be 170. Those calf kicks are starting to bother Charles Johnson a little bit. He's still walking out with that lead leg, though, making himself easy to calf kick. Especially if he's southpaw. If they're both southpaw, it just means that right leg is a lot easier for Sumideraji to kick. Do you think signing with the UFC comes with a retirement, pension, and health insurance? No, I know it doesn't. There's loads of like legal stuff going on about it right now. I hope it does in the future. Especially if you get a certain amount of fights. I really think that's how it should be. Because like if you have like 2 fights in the UFC, no, don't make it so they get health. But if you have 10 fights in the UFC, like I'm pretty sure with the NBA, it's if you play for 10 years in the NBA, they cover all your like health and all your family's health and all those expenditures for life. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. 1 minute 45 left in round 3. Right now, Sumideraji is probably winning this round. It's going to be interesting to see who they have winning this. Round 3, Sumideraji has 8 more significant strikes. I'm probably saying that Charles Johnson's going to win this via decision, but I'm not sure yet. Is the fight not at 55? I didn't have the fight down there at 55. I appreciate that, John, bro. I appreciate that, but that means a lot. If you were to keep 1 strike, everything else doesn't exist, what would it be? You can't pick something like flying knee. Because if you pick something like flying knee, like how am I going to watch fights of people just flying kneeing each other? I feel like it has to be something basic, like a jab. Like I feel like if you're only allowing me to have 1 strike and I still need to watch fights, it's probably going to be a jab. How's the UFC not covering it for them? I think they cover it for them while they're fighting, you know what I mean? So I say Charles Johnson breaks his arm in this fight. I'm pretty sure that it's covered by the UFC. But if Charles Johnson leaves the UFC and has CTE and can't work for 20 years, that is not covered by the UFC. Is healthcare free in Ireland? Yeah, it is. There's public hospitals and shit. Trying to get a DARS, Sumideraji, he's trying to get a DARS. I don't think he's going to get it though. He has 26 seconds to lock it up. It is a good look for him to go for a submission attempt this deep in though. If you're Charles Johnson, you need to get to your back here. This is not how you defend a DARS. Well, I suppose it is if there's 10 seconds you need to survive. What did I think of the Ngannou fight? I thought that Ngannou looked really, really good, and it just makes me want to see him in the UFC more. Like, I want to see Ngannou fight high-level competition, not these bums he's fighting in PFL. That was a good fight. That was a really, really good fight. Really good 125 fight. Do you think Andre Lima and Felipe dos Santos will break into the top 10? Felipe dos Santos, yes. Andre Lima, I'm not sure. I've been high on Felipe dos Santos ever since I saw him fight Manel Kape. When he came in like short notice to fight Manel Kape, I've been very high on him. Sumideraji's camp obviously think that he won it. I don't. I think he lost that 2-1. He put on a great showing though. Put on a great showing. Who do you guys think won that fight? How did you guys score it? You scored 2-1 Charles Johnson or 2-1 Sumideraji? The guy that fought, the guy he fought looked like Tai Tuivasa could beat him. Yeah, bro. The guy looked like a bum. I'm not going to lie to you. And it's crazy because, like, it doesn't bode well for the rest of his future in PFL or Bellator. It just doesn't look good for the PFL because that's the best guy. That truly is their best heavyweight. It's not like they sent him out there with someone that isn't that good just because they wanted Francis Ngannou to get a win and they wanted it to be nice and easy for Francis Ngannou. That's legit their best heavyweight. Like, that guy was more likely to beat Francis Ngannou, at least according to the bookies. That guy was more likely to beat Francis Ngannou than Max Holloway is to beat Elite Topuria. That's like, they thought he was good. He's just a fucking bomb. Did you go to a private school from 0 to 12? I didn't. From 12 to 18, I did. Or from 0 to 12, I did. From 12 to 18, I did. Private schools are also a little bit different in Ireland and America, though, because I know private schools in America are like $50K a year. Pretty sure private school in Ireland is like $4K a year. No way is Jan the worst champ. Why did someone say Jan was the worst champ? Bro, Jan was a fucking dog as a champ. Don't disrespect him. Don't disrespect Jan. Charles Johnson gets it done. It was probably what, split decision? Bro, I'm very interested to see Sudameraji's next fight though. He won it by UD. I'm very interested to see Sudameraji's next fight. He looked good there. Looked really good, bro. Let's talk about it. Yair showed he was a better pure striker versus Max in their first fight. So Max showed he was a better overall MMA fighter. Hint, hint. Ilia over Max. I think if you're to ask me, Yair's the best striker in the entire division. He's a better striker than Ilia Topuria too. If I was Ilia and I'm in there with Yair, like Yair's the most dangerous guy in the division. He just can't wrestle. Just can't wrestle. But I could see Ilia beating Max. Like, I can see it happening 100%. I can't see Ilia doing to Max what Max did to Yair, if that's what you're talking about. If you're thinking that Ilia is just going to be able to wrestle Max and take him down for 25 minutes and bully him, I don't think so. But there's a real chance Ilia Topuria beats Max. 100%. Yeah, it was, Amir. People make fun of Conor McGregor for losing to Nate Diaz. Nate isn't a bum. He's definitely not elite, but it's not a bad loss to have on your resume, especially when you consider the context of it. Like, the context of the loss is 170 pounds, which is just way bigger than Conor McGregor should have ever been at, against a guy who's just a terrible matchup for him. Against a guy who has an elite chin, great grappler, good striker, but more importantly, he's just a fucking zombie. Like, he's just going to go out there and take punches and take punishment, 25-minute cardio. Nate was also like, Nate was a good fighter. Wasn't a great fighter, but he was a very good fighter. I think Petr Yan's only 2 UFC losses is the second Aljo fight and Merab. Bro, I'm telling you, Petr Yan is elite. Like, Petr Yan is top fucking tier. They're showing the Robert Whittaker versus Khamzat Chimaev promo. Bro, that fight is so good. I'm so excited for that fight, man. That fight's going to be such a banger. Khamzat Chimaev, Robert Whittaker, both just going fucking at it. Damn, Randy Brown and Carlos Pradas was scheduled for this event. Oh, shit. I was just looking over here at the Wikipedia for 310. Randy Brown and Carlos Pradas was meant to be on UFC or 309. But now Pradas is the main event against Neil Magny. I didn't realize they were giving Carlos Pradas a main event. When is this? November 9th. Oh, this is Dana White's love letter to the UFC Apex. UFC Vegas 100. UFC Fight Night 24/7. Oh yeah, shit. That's why they're calling it 24/7. This is a huge event. This is one of the biggest events of the year. This is honestly one of the biggest events of the year. UFC Vegas 100, one of the biggest events. Neil Magny against Carlos Pradas, Cody Garbrandt. Yeah, Cody Garbrandt. So they better fix this shit. Cody Garbrandt better not be on the prelims. Gerald Mearshart against René de Ridder. He's the one that's like a double champ in one, isn't he? I'm pretty sure he is. Renato Sopas, she's the one that got flying knee KO'd against Ricky Turcios. Nicholas Dalby's on here, so this card isn't bad. Charles Radke, Damon Blackshear, Antonio Tricoli. How the fuck is this brother still in the UFC? How the fuck is Antonio Tricoli still in the UFC? John Jones isn't the UFC GOAT, it's GSP. Unfortunately, it's an incorrect opinion, but it is an opinion that you are allowed to voice. But it is incorrect. Only if UFC 306 had a main and co-main like UFC 308 did, it would have been one of the greatest cards ever. Bro, the fucking prelims and shit were meant to be ass. Like, the prelims were not meant to be good. By the way, number 1 Texas is down 10-0 to Georgia. But the prelims and that shit were not meant to be good on that card. Like, the prelims were meant to be the downfall. The top 3 was meant to be what carries it. It just shows you that, like, a card can be as good or as bad as you want, but if the fights are dog shit, it's really the fights that we want to see. I could have beat GSP if Matt Serra did. Shit, you have a chance. What's more likely to happen? Ilia KOing Max if Max obliges him in the first 10 seconds, or Khamzat bullying Robert? Khamzat bullying Robert 1,000%. Like, bro, there's a real chance Khamzat just goes out there and submits Robert in 1 round and looks fantastic. If you're an anti-roids guy, then it's completely fine. Also, if you're taking the morality stuff in. Touchdown, Georgia. 17-0, Georgia. Damn. He's in the UFC because he's banging Dern. That's a perfectly valid reason to have the brother in, too. I can't lie to you. That's a perfectly valid reason. Because he's doing it, though, or because Dana's doing it on the side and needs to keep her boyfriend employed? That's the real question that you need to ask. It's the real questions that need to be asked. Khamzat will lose. I think so, too. In fact, I have a bet on Khamzat to lose. But I think that, it's more likely. What's more likely? Ilia KOing Max in 10 seconds or Khamzat beating Robert Whittaker? Because if Khamzat beats Robert Whittaker, he's going to maul him. I don't think that this song is that bad, the KSI song. Like, it's a super fucking catchy song. I think Khamzat's going to win a robbery. No way Khamzat wins a decision. No way. Like, it would have to be the most ridiculous thing of all time for it to get to decision, and the fight's even close. Because Robert Whittaker in round 4 and round 5 will have legitimately 4 10-8s. Go Wolverines? What's good as the Wolverines? Yukon? No. I don't know. I don't know what school the Wolverines are. I feel like I've heard it, though. I feel like I've heard it a ton. Ilia is more dangerous because his power is better. He also has a sub-threat. I don't think Ilia really... Until I see Ilia like actually have a sub-threat inside the UFC, I can't say that he has a sub-threat. His cardio can't be that bad. Brother, have we been watching Khamzat Chimaev? Khamzat Chimaev's cardio is truly worse than that bad. Like, his cardio is fucking terrible. Like, actually just awful. It'll be a draw? I don't think so. If it goes anywhere near a decision, Robert Whittaker has multiple 10-8s. Crazy how MMA people work, because if Khamzat loses this fight, I want to see more of him and see how he comes back from that. I can't wait for this one. Khamzat Chimaev and Joe Pyfer are quite similar. If Khamzat Chimaev loses this fight. Khamzat Chimaev, like, I think that he's an unbelievable pub stomper, but we need to see him at high levels inside the UFC. Well, no, okay, that's actually an unfair comparison, because he has been at high levels and he has beat good people. But I mean, he's like a high-level Joe Pyfer. He's like prime Joe Pyfer. He subbed Bryce Mitchell. Yeah, but he was beating the dog shit out of Bryce Mitchell on the feet. It's like Michel Pereira has 2 submissions in his last 2 fights. Yeah, okay, but the guys were pretty much fucking... Like, he knocks somebody down and then he submits them. They were already concussed. I think Holloway will win by UD and Whittaker will win by round 4 KO. I like those predictions out of you, brother. I like those predictions. I have something very similar. I have something very, very similar. I like that Holloway prediction. And Whittaker round 4. If Whittaker's going to get a finish, it's going to be late. No way Robert Whittaker finishes him round 1. You get to round 3, round 4, much more likely. Especially because you can think about Khamzat Chimaev not really giving up, but like just legit dying of exhaustion by the time you get to like round 3, round 4. Bro, it's crazy that they show the same fucking 3 ads on TV constantly. Whether it's for the UFC or whether it's for anything, bro. On Sky Sports, they'll just show you the same 4 ads just all the fucking time. All the time. This fight's actually a banger, though, this co-main. I've been very, very high on Kyler Phillips for a long time. Been very high on Kyler Phillips. I need him to cash in the stocks that I've been talking about. Because a lot of the guys recently that I've said are very good, that I've said that I'm very high on, have not come through. So I need this brother to come through. I need Kyler Phillips to come through. And be the dog that I know he is. Whittaker isn't a finisher now, but I feel like he hits way harder than anyone Khamzat's fought. True, just because Khamzat's fought 70 pounders. I feel like Whittaker at 85 does hit hard. Marcus McGee in his corner. Trains at the same place that Sean O'Malley does. One of 12 triangle armbar submissions in UFC history. Triangle armbar. I'm surprised that there's only 12 triangle armbar submissions in UFC history. If you don't know what a triangle armbar is, it's essentially what the Finnish Paddy Pimblett has over Bobby Green. Has there only been 12 of those in history? Unless I'm thinking of something different. Triangle armbar. I'm 90% sure that's what it is, though. Yeah, this is what it is. It's this triangle armbar. I'll show you the finish just in case you weren't watching that card. Can you count, please? I got you, brother. I got you. I'll also have a timer ready by next week. The timer will be ordered. The timer will be ordered. For UFC 308, we're having no messing around. No messing around for UFC 308. We're there. You know what? I'm going to order it right now, actually. You go on Amazon really quick. I can't believe I fucking broke that one too. I might just email those guys and be like, yo, your shit broke. Can I get a new one? And then they'll probably send it to me and then I'll have a... No hate, bro, but I find it crazy how much knowledge you got about MMA, yet you talk like a casual about wrestlers and shit. What do you think? Give me an opinion that I have about a wrestler that you think is a casual opinion. How did Ilya make bantamweight? That's crazy. A lot of people, it's just like early in your career. If you think about you like 5 years ago, you could probably make a weight class that you would never make right now. You know what I mean? Or me right now, I could probably make 155 or something, or 45 if I was really trying to kill myself. Whereas in 5 years, there's no way. What did I even look up to get that shit? What do I look up to get a clock like that again? LED stopwatch clock. Let me just look at what the first one was called. I appreciate that, Ariane. Shout out to Paul for that win today. He showed out of the 4, AJ, Paul, Jordan, and Morgan. Paul might be the best. Who do you think is the best out of the 4? I don't know, bro. Paul Hughes. See, I'm always going to be heavily biased towards Irish fighters. I say it all the time. I'm biased towards pretty much nobody in the UFC, but Irish fighters: Ian Gary, Paul Hughes, Connor, Caelan Loughran. Like, you can't really take my opinions on those guys because I'm super, super biased on them. Surely you can't find Merab that boring. I find Merab extremely boring, bro. Like, I just do not like watching him. And I like watching grappling. I'm sat here watching, like, I'll watch fucking the Fight Pass Invitational events. I like jiu-jitsu. I like grappling. But Merab doesn't really grapple. Like, his takedowns are good. But once he gets to the ground, it's not like he's trying to submit somebody. It's not like he's actually trying to be, like, he's just trying to hold people down rather than do anything else. Most fighters fight once every 6 months, and no shot Umar deserves a title shot. I think he does. Do you see what he did to Corey? Brother, he fucking smoked Corey Sandhagen. He absolutely smoked him. Oh, fuck me. I looked at the wrong thing. Me and the Devil. I keep on seeing that song, too. That Me and the Devil song, that shit's fire. Digital wall clock. That's what I'm looking for. Digital clock. Favorite dessert for me, it's a caramel slice. I'm not sure if you know what they're called. I'll look it up. But this is my favorite dessert. These are absolutely heat, bro. If you've never had them, get to know one. Because I promise you, bro, if you see them in a shop or something, they're unbelievable. You need to get a good one. You need to get one that looks like this. You know what I mean? This type of one looks decent. I don't know what the fuck is up here. That's not a real caramel square. These ones look okay. These ones don't look great. I'm gonna be honest with you. They look terrible. These ones look legit though. They look legit. These also look dog shit. I don't know what the fuck is going on there. Dark chocolate. If you get anything that isn't shortbread base, it's finished. Yeah, finished. Okay, this one's actually gonna. We're at 4, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49. He needs one more top contender to fight for a title. I think, like, it depends, really. Oh, guillotine already. Guillotine for Rob Font already. If he can, he's not going to be able to finish it. There's really no point in him even holding on to this because he needs to get him to the other side of his body. Yeah, see, now he just ends up in side control. I've done that so fucking much in jiu-jitsu, it's not even funny. Holding on to a guillotine that you should never hold on to. And now he's not in a great position. Carlo Phillips looking for a crossface. He needs to try to sit here, maintain side control for at least a minute. Get through this little, like, spazzy moment. What the fuck? What the fuck was he trying to do? He was trying to get to mount there. Ends up on half guard. It was just stupid trying to get to mount. It was clearly never on. Now he's trying to free that trap leg. Doing a good job with his crossface pressure, though. Rob Font trying to get a sweep. He's not going to get it. Carlo Phillips passes again. Inside control. He's actually in a better spot this time, too, because Rob Font has no chance of getting his legs back in front of him. Without looking, what are Corey's 3 best wins? What are Corey's 3 best wins without looking at his record? I'm trying to think. Corey's fought pretty much everybody. Like, I want to say the Cheeto win just because... See, it depends who you're talking about. You talking about name or are you talking about just performance? See, I think the Cheeto win, like what he did to Cheeto when Cheeto was hot, is a fantastic win. But I'm not sure if, like, name for name, that's actually a great win. He should fight Jan for title eliminator realistically. See, I would think yes if there's another title challenger. If there's another title challenger that you think is like better or more, what the fuck am I trying to say? If you think that there's somebody else that should be further ahead in line, then yes, I agree. But there's nobody else. There's nobody else that should be ahead of the line. Bro, Kyler Phillips keeps on trying to get to side control and go to mount from there, and it's just like he's got caught on half guard twice trying to do it. Gilly already, bro. Anybody that throws up a lot of gillies. It's why I like Dustin Poirier now, because me and Dustin Poirier are one and the same, bro. We're just out there. We're just two men that don't like wrestling, but love a guillotine, bro. Now Rob Font manages to recover his guard. This has been a pretty active first 2.5 minutes, though, especially in the grappling. Kyler Phillips doing a lot of the work. See, this is jiu-jitsu that I think is good, where Kyler Phillips is trying to advance positions. Rob Font cannot get his guard past that fucking easily. Holy shit. Like, that's fucking insane that he just got his guard past that fast. That was like, that's like the white belt guard pass where it's like, let me just take his legs and just throw him to the side. Supporting the 49ers in NFL football and Ohio State in college football is wild. Shit, that's what it is. I supported the 49ers when they weren't great. When they were bad. I supported the Phoenix Suns when they were absolutely awful. The team that I support in football isn't even in the Premier League. They're in the division below. They're in the championship. And actually, realistically, if we're talking about the team that I actually support in college sport, it's probably either Boston College or the Cincinnati Bearcats, because they're the team that I use in NCAA whenever I'm doing rebuilds, whenever I'm in the dynasty mode. That's the team that I'm using. So I'm probably more aligned with them. But yeah, if you can name somebody that you think should get a title shot ahead of Umar, then I'm all ears. But I just don't think that there is anybody. Like if you're saying who Merab is called out is Figgy, I don't think so. And then you have Sean O'Malley. Neither of those guys are more worthy of a title shot than what Umar is. And I like both of them. I love Sean O'Malley. I think he's a great fighter. 50 seconds left in round 1. Bro, these guys are fucking swinging. These guys are actually swinging. I need to actually change my thumbnail. I forgot that we're still rocking that Ngannou thumbnail. Let me go over here. Let's go UFC Fight Night Watchparty. What age is the oldest? Shit, bro. Don't really matter, you know what I mean? We can get in there. As long as it's not like 80. No, actually 80 is crazy. Below 58. Below 58, we're ready. We're there for. 10 seconds left inside this round 1. It's been a pretty active round 1. Font's starting to dominate a little bit on the feet. Kyler Phillips is... it's actually pretty 50-50 battle on the feet. I'm giving that one to Kyler Phillips just because of all the work he did on the ground. Got to side control multiple times. Passed his guard multiple times. Didn't really have any deep submission attempts, but was able to pass his guard on multiple occasions. Biggie over Corey, they literally have the same wins. Brother, you're bugging. You are absolutely bugging. I gotta change this thumbnail really quick. Is it even worth it? Yeah, it is worth it. I'm just gonna use the same thumbnail that I used earlier, but change the fighters. How are you boys scoring that round, boys? How are you scoring that round 1? I feel like, how am I scoring that round 1? That's actually a difficult round to score. I'm probably saying 1-0 Kyler Phillips. 1-0 Kyler Phillips just because of the work he did on the ground. He wasn't perfect, but the work he did on the ground, squeeze it in for him. 1 sec, let me fix this. And then we are back locked in. Bang, we're back. Yeah, we're good. I also forgot Fon and Cheetah. 125 and 135 is gonna ruin the rest of the 2020s. Is gonna run the rest of the 2020s into the 2030s. Too many up and coming prospects. I think so. If you include, see, I don't know, because you have 170, 185 too. Like 170, 185 are guaranteed to be really, really good as well. Rob Font starting to when Rob Font is coming forward on the feet, he's doing good work. He's doing really, really good work. It's interesting that Kyler Phillips has come in here with like a super grappling heavy like style. Aaron Bonsetter says 10-9 Kyler after round 1. Like, I thought I did think that he was going to come in here with like a grappling heavy style. Don't get me wrong, but I didn't think that it was going to be this heavy. Like, I didn't think it was going to be any second that I'm on the feet, I'm immediately shooting for a takedown. So I suppose it kind of makes sense. Like, if you respect Rob Font that much on the feet, it makes sense. Over here, bang. Okay, we're good. I fixed everything. How did the Ngannou fight go? Ngannou won via round 1 KO. It wasn't even close, to be honest. Ngannou looked great, though. Ngannou looked perfect. It was pretty much a flawless performance from him. 3 minutes 40 left inside round 2. Nice little check hook by Aaron Phillips. It was real nice. Cheetah got pieced up by every guy under 30 he's fought. Cheetah's had a little bit of a fall off, but everybody thought Cheetah was really good for a while. Nobody gets past that. Everyone thought Cheeto was that guy for a while. Cheeto's had a little bit of a fall off, though. Cheeto hasn't been as great since. I am seeing a little, like, I'm seeing a few deficiencies in Kyler Phillips' game here that I'd like to kind of see him iron out. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't think that Kyler Phillips was going to look, because he doesn't look terrible on the feet, but I thought that he'd be able to, you know, keep up on the feet, and then in the wrestling, it would just be a completely different game. I didn't realize that Rob Font went to Zahabi's gym too. Went to Faraz Zahabi's gym. I did not realize that. Oh, damn! Nice right hand by Rob Font. That one stung Kyler Phillips a little bit. I mean, I'm sure if you fucking, I don't know, there's definitely like group chats and shit for people. There's probably a College Football 25 Discord. Probably a bunch of people that are looking for people to play with in there, or at least people to run online dynasties with. Most time, if I'm ever on College Football 25, 99% of the time it's me and my IRL and our fucking. We actually created a new franchise. I forget who it is. Who are we playing with? We're playing with some team state. It's like a 3-star team or like a 2.5-star team. It's not a good team. He beats Merab. If Merab had cancer, anything short of that, give me Cheeto. What the fuck? Anderson Silva in his prime versus Pereira at middleweight. Who wins and how? It's so hard to do questions like that just purely because like MMA has changed so much. So like Alex Pereira would win if they actually fought, like 2024 Alex Pereira against 2006 Anderson Silva. Alex Pereira wins. But it's because like martial arts has evolved so much that like the calf kick wasn't used by Anderson Silva. But if Anderson Silva knows about the calf kick and gets to utilize the calf kick, shit, bro, you're in a good spot. You know what I mean? Like, you're in a good spot if you're Anderson Silva. But Alex Pereira, shit that Anderson Silva's never seen. Good for him after everything he went through this year, from getting carried by AJ to losing his son. Man deserved a W. I said the same thing. Groot. I said the same thing. I was like, shit, I'm just happy to see the guy get a win. I'm just happy to see the guy get a dub. 1 minute 10 left in round 2 of this. Rob Font's looking good, man. Rob Font's looking really, really good on the feet. Kyler Phillips is in trouble. If he can't get this fight down to the ground, if he can't, you know, out wrestle him and get the side control and maybe get to mount, he just looks a little bit out of his depth on the feet. Little bit out of his depth. And it's not a good look for the judges, for the scorecards, to have the other guy just pressuring the pace 24/7. Damn, Rob Font is throwing bombs in there too. As soon as he gets to the inside, he's letting them fucking hands go. What makes you think Sandhagen is so good? I'm genuinely curious. What makes me think that Sandhagen is so good? Watch his striking against elite strikers. Watch his wrestling against elite wrestlers. Did you expect that Francis would win in that fashion? I did say either Francis wins via KO or he's going to lose via KO, and that it was going to be early, that it wasn't going to last that long. I was left a little bit disappointed by that Ngannou fight, though. I'm not going to lie to you. I was left a little bit disappointed. I kind of came away from it thinking, like, I wanted to see more, you know what I mean? Like, if it was just like a one-punch Francis Ngannou KO, I would have been like, yeah, that's fair. But the fact that it was like ground and pound and it was like just kind of out of nowhere, I came away wanting to see Francis Ngannou fight again, which I suppose is what Francis wants. Silva will get his leg checked by Pereira, breaking it like he did against Weidman. I don't know if that would happen, because I feel like that's just kind of like freak. It hits in a terrible spot type of moment. I do think that Petr Yan's very underrated at 35, Joe. I do think that Petr Yan is very, very underrated at 35. Might look light, but we heavy though. How did you boys score that round two? I probably have it all to play for. I probably have it all to play for going into this final round. Calvin Kattar's in Rob Fawn's corner too. It's always interesting to see those like fighter link ups, see like who trains with who. Like I didn't even realize that Calvin Kattar trained with Firas Zahabi. I actually don't think that Mario Bautista is that bad, and I know that it might be like a controversial opinion, but I think that Mario Bautista is like for the amount of hate that he's getting, he does not deserve it. Because like there is fighters that not only have worse fighting styles, but that are just like worse people to watch. Shit, nearly a triangle setup, but into a pass for bro. Kyler Phillips' jiu-jitsu is so clean. It's so clean. He loses that guard pass, but like that fucking guard pass was so nice, man. Clears the legs immediately. Rob Font thinks he has a triangle, gets out of it. Ooh, now he's trying to do that like Khabib type pass. Back take potentially here for Kyler Phillips. No, Rob Font manages to spin around. This is a bad place for Kyler. If it's on the feet, he's not in a good spot, bro. If it's on the feet, he's not in a good spot. You gotta try shoot here if you're Kyler. The one elite striker you fought, he got pieced up, and the one elite grappler you fought subbed him in a minute. Bro, what is all this fucking Corey Sandhagen hate from you, bro? Why'd you hate Corey Sandhagen so much? Petr Yan isn't necessarily underrated. Everyone knows how good he is. I don't think everyone knows how good he is. Like, I think if he fights pretty much anybody that isn't named Merab at 135, he's got a real chance of winning. He's got a real good chance of winning too. Like, I think that he's a terrible matchup for Umar. I think that he's a terrible matchup for Sean O'Malley. Like, I'm probably higher on him than most people are. Petr Yan is the bantamweight goat and Islam is the lightweight goat. 1 out of 2 correct. 50%. Petr Yan's nowhere near the bantamweight goat. The brother's lucky to be top 10 bantamweights. I'm not even sure if there's 10 champs. Alex is overrated. He's literally an elite striker of the highest order just because other MMA fighters in his division chose to strike law. Never seen Khabib's opponents wanting to wrestle him. Yeah, but you can't really look at other people's deficiencies and blame Alex Pereira for that. Just because other people are dumb, that's not Alex Pereira's fault. And he also was outstriking Israel Adesanya for most of their second fight until he got finished. Bro, those Izzy fights are always so crazy to me too. Because Izzy's winning that first fight, not even close. Like, Izzy's winning that. It's looking like it's going to be 49-46. Izzy up 3 rounds to 1, just needs to coast through that 5th round and then loses. And then you have in the second fight, Israel Adesanya is like, his leg is fucked up in that second round. Super fucked. It looks like he's about to lose the fight. And then he goes and wins the fight. It's crazy. Rob Font is minus 810 to win this in the live odds. Kyler Phillips, another guy that I was high on, losing. Bro, is this the fucking year of the vets in the UFC? Are the vets just on their way back? Alex Pereira striking with strikers. Jamal Hill is a striker. That one's fair. Izzy's a striker. I'd say Yuri's kind of a mix. He's not really a striker. But also, to be fair, he's not really a wrestler either. And then Kalila is a striker. So yeah, Alex Pereira is striking with strikers for the majority. And the people that can wrestle have wanted to wrestle with him. They just haven't been able to do it. To an elite level, at least. The most decorated kickboxer, the only one to simultaneously hold the glory middleweight and light heavyweight belts, is overrated. Yeah, I think overrated is a bit of a push. Like, everybody knows his deficiencies. If people were saying that, like, he's one of the greatest mixed martial artists ever in terms of skill, peak for peak, he's so unbelievably high, he'd beat John Jones, he'd beat all these guys, then people are bugging. But I think most people can appreciate that, like, listen, he's not the greatest of all time. He's also not one of the worst of all time. And he's somewhere in that, like, top 20-ish. 57 seconds left in this round 3. It's looking like it's going Rob Font's way. Rob Font looks like he's going to take this shit. We've had a lot of decisions, but honestly, a lot of fun fights. This card's had a ton of fun fights. Eating chips and salsa right now, that's a dub. Some people are getting angry at me for saying this. I love Mexican food, but I don't really like the more Mexican stuff about it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like salsa in burritos too. I don't get any salsa in burritos, and I don't like salsa in chips. I do like chips a lot, and I love burritos, love burrito bowls, but I don't like the more Mexican shit about them. Like, I don't get any salsa in anything. Is that weird? How many of you guys eat burritos but get no salsa, or get like burrito bowls with no salsa? Because people always call me crazy and look at me like I'm crazy when I say that I don't want any, but I feel like it's just better without. Like, salsa is just too overpowering. Izzy was winning every fight against Alex Pereira and lost. Seems like no Alex Pereira fanboys can accept that. Are you eating lunch, Lee? I don't even know what the fuck that is, brother. P. Diddy, Pereira landed 28 calf kicks on Izzy in the rematch, and Izzy did a 1 in 1,000 setup to knock him out because he was hurt bad already. I'm not even sure if he actually set him up with that. I think Izzy was just saying that shit. I think he was actually hurt. That doesn't make any sense for me. Harry, you hate Mexicans? I'm a big fan of the Mexican population and their food. I've got one Mexican friend. I love Mexicans. I'm basically half Mexican myself. Most time, all I eat is rice. Half Mexican, half Asian. Then why doesn't Izzy fight Alex a third time to prove Izzy's the better fighter? Because Alex won't go down to 185 and Izzy won't go up to 205. Doesn't make any sense. I seriously think if Alex went down to 185 and didn't want to go down and fight Dricus, that Izzy third fight could happen for sure. Or fifth fight, I guess. Best kickboxer in combat sports. I think that Alex Pereira has a real claim to be the best fighter in combat sports ever. I think he has an actual real claim to do that. Who else do you guys think is in that conversation for being like the best combat sports athlete ever? I feel like it's, I don't know. Who else is actually in that conversation? You have, I'm trying to think of guys that were really, really good at MMA and really, really good in another sport too. Alistair Overeem's in that conversation. I can only think of kickboxers, bro. I can only really think of kickboxers. Maybe BJ Penn's in that conversation. Izzy got beat by a weight drained fresh into the UFC Alex Pereira. Rob Funk gets it done. I'm not sure if it was split decision or UD. We'll see there. I think it was probably UD. UD 29-28. Yeah. Winner by unanimous decision. Henry Triple C, the GOAT, Cejudo. Oh yeah, I forgot about those wrestlers too. There's actually a lot of wrestlers that probably deserve to be in there. Rico versus Alex MMA. Let's talk, brother. He gets absolutely barbecue cooked. It would be interesting to see Alex Pereira wrestling though, because that's what Alex Pereira should do. 1,000%. Just sit there and wrestle. Bro, Georgia are beating the dog shit out of Texas. They're up 20-0. Holy fuck. I kept on swapping back over, being like, oh yeah, Texas are going to be good. Is he already bulked up like hell for the DDP fight? He definitely ain't no skinny scrub. Like he was against Jan. If he wanted to, he could fight Alex at 205. Nah, bro, look how much bigger Dricus du Plessis looked than him. And Dricus is also an 85er. Although Dricus is big as fuck, but like, Arch Manning getting ready to come in the game. Why did Quinn Ewers get injured, or is Arch Manning just straight up coming in? If Arch Manning comes in and leads Texas back, that would be a fucking hell of a storyline, bro. That would be a hell of a storyline. All your prospects getting exposed. Listen, I've got a lot of prospects. I've got about 30. I've got a lot of prospects. A lot of them have lost recently. I'm not going to lie to you, but I've had a lot of great ones too. Just think about it, okay? Carlos Prades. That's a guy that I pinned down here. That's a guy that I said, one of my prospects, okay? Who else is down there? Boys, give me some other ones that I said were really good. Give me some other ones. Diego Lopez, this time last year. Diego Lopez, I said, was really good. Then you have... Who else? Fuck me, boys. Who else did I say was good? I need some help. Who else did I say was a good prospect? Brother, I might be finished. I might be washed. Let me look at the UFC rankings. Oh, Caio Brio. Caio Brio was legit like my best prospect last year. Caio Brio was my #1 guy last year that I put down that I said was good. And people were saying that I was tripping. Who else did I say? I've got to take a gander at the rankings. Try prove myself. Umar, I was super high on. Mauricio Rufy, I was super high on. Who else did I say? Lerone Murphy, I was... listen, Lerone Murphy might fight like a little bit of a bitch, but he's good. He's a good fighter. Who else did I say was good? Kyler Phillips, I said was good. There's got to be more people down here that I said was good. Benoit Saint Denis, it doesn't look great now though. Not gonna lie to you, it doesn't look great now. Who did I say here? Oh, Michael Morales, I said was really good. Like, bro, come on, we've had more hits than misses. We've definitely had more hits than misses. Anthony Hernandez, I said was really good. That'll be seen tonight. But Caio Brio's the big one. Caio Brio going from unranked to the fifth ranked guy in the division. Even I didn't see that shit. And I was a huge fan of him. I think I had him third or fourth. Ikram I was high on, and Ikram just lost to Ikram. Like, that's not Ikram's fault. He fought Robert Whittaker too early. Ikram, Jonathan Brito, Benoit Saint Denis, Rob Lisa Spanier. Bro, I was never too high on Rob Lisa Spanier. Rob Lisa Spanier didn't make my prospect list. Don't put that on my name. He didn't make my prospect list. Didn't make it. Neither did Kyler Phillips either. I just said I like Kyler Phillips. I think he's good. But he did not make my prospect list. Oh my God, Archmanic going for fucking 40 yards first play. Do you not realize that that over 10 counts are common in boxing, kickboxing? Also, you can't prove that first fight was a robbery. You kind of can't. The first Izzy fight, Izzy won that fight, definitely. Pretty much everybody that watches that fight says Izzy won that fight. But over 10 counts happen constantly. That's something that I agree. Like an over 10 count, we can't be like, I can't really say shit about it. You know what I mean? Are they walking out yet? I was watching that Arch Manning show. No, they still haven't even walked out. Bro, it's just all I see is people adding each other in the chat, getting fucking active. That's what I like to see, bro. That's what I like to see. A bit of fucking activity. All I see too is nice bait, nice bait. Just one person goes, oh, that's bait. Another person goes, nice bait. No, it's not bait. Yeah, it is bait. It's not bait. Promise you it's not bait. Izzy would get murdered at 205. I think that Izzy would do well against, I don't know. Yeah, I think like he's just too small for 205. He's just not big enough to go up there. Like Alex Pereira has the 205 frame. You know what I mean? Izzy does not have that. Bro, Georgia are absolutely dog walking Texas. Holy fuck. Oh, I'm super excited for this main event though, bro. The main event should be sick, bro. It should be fucking sick. It should be very, oh my God, bro. Fucking Georgia have the ball back again. Yeah, this game's over. Oh no, never mind. Maybe they don't. Let me go back. Let me lock in on this main event. I can watch that later. It's about to be halftime. This should end. Michel Pereira walking out. Last minute predictions. I'm actually not sure. About this shit last minute, bro. I'm not sure about this shit. I'm thinking to myself, last minute predictions. I'm going Anthony Hernandez. I've been an Anthony Hernandez guy this entire time, but this could, bro. Michel Pereira could go out there, smoke him, finish him fast. Anthony Hernandez is someone I'm very high on. If you're to ask me about prospects in the UFC, I think Anthony Hernandez is up there with the best of the best. Legit up there with the best of the best. If Jikas beats Sean again and Hamzat and Imamov, he's middleweight GOAT. No, he needs more than that. Izzy also has 5 defenses, and he's beat like Jared Cannonier, Robert Whittaker, Alex Pereira. There's so many fucking guys that he's beat. He's beat Robert Whittaker multiple times. DDP needs a lot more wins than that. He could be second, maybe. Fighter's safety is at risk in that he fails to intelligently defend himself. The referee may stop the bout by TKO or treat it like a knockdown by sending the uninjured fighter to the neutral corner. I know what the fuck you're talking about, brother. Messi, Loki, it's not all about title defense, it's about who you defend against, but at 185, Anderson Silva is by far the GOAT. By far the GOAT. You need 7 or 8. You need 7 or 8 to displace him. If you can get 7 or 8, yes. But you need that 7 or 8. For DDP, with who he's beat, it probably, I don't know, because when you get repeats in there, it's not great. I think DDP probably needs 8. Or actually, no, probably 7. He could probably do it with 7. That's the rule for Glory, standing 8 counts. I think that standing 8s is just stupid, too. I don't think it should be a thing. How many defenses does Anderson have? He has 11, right? Or does he have 9? How many defenses does Anderson Silva have? He has 10. I literally went in the fucking middle. So Anderson Silva has 10 total defenses. I think Dricus with 7 could displace him. Just because like strength of schedule, strength of competition. I think that Anderson Silva, don't get me wrong, did not defend against the best people on the planet. 8 is crazy. Bro, he doesn't need 4. 4 defenses is wild. I think 7, he probably gets it done just for the difference in eras. Who would his defenses have to be against? He probably has Bo Nickel in there. So he already has Strickland and no, he doesn't even have Strickland. He already has Izzy. He would need to be probably Strickland, the winner of Whitaker and Hamzat. Then who else is there? Probably Caio Brio. Then, I don't know, Anthony Hernandez, Bo Nickel. Bro, there's so many fights for him to win. That's so many fights. Nah, 6 doesn't get it done. It has to be 7. It has to be 7 of mine. Like, Anderson Silva has 10, bro. Has 10. And in his prime was, like, one of the best, if not the best. I never saw the video, but if I find it, then sure. But regardless, it would still be 2-2. And he undeniably lost against a weight-trained Pereira. Yeah, but, like, he lost against a weight-trained Pereira thing, that's fucking Alex Pereira's fault. Like, Alex Pereira was, trying to kill himself to make 185 because of all the advantages that he gets at 185, because he just gets a massive advantage. So, like, I think that weight train stuff is kind of bullshit. Because, yes, Alex Pereira would win at 205. I'm pretty sure that there's nobody saying that Izzy would win at 205. But you also have to think, like, Izzy's not fighting at 205. You know what I mean? Like, Izzy takes the fight at 185 because that's the way that he thinks he'll do best at. If you guys think back to Alex Pereira coming back into the UFC, with how good he's been at 205, okay, do you think that he'd come into the UFC at 205 now, or do you think he'd do that 185 cut again? I think he probably comes into the UFC at 205 and ends up as one of the greatest 205ers of all time. I don't like the idea of the belt number having to be that close, because in an age of inactivity, the UFC would not let you defend 4 times in a year. Probably. They would, definitely. Look at Alex Pereira. If Alex Pereira defended in January, brother, he'd for sure have 4 defenses this year. He'd 1,000% have 4 defenses this year. Like, the UFC lets you defend as much as you want. They let Volkanovski, one of their biggest superstars, hop in there on 10 days' notice against Islam. The UFC don't give a fuck. Next man up mentality. Is it 4:80? Is it 4:55 a.m. over there? No, it's not. My clock's just broken. It's 2:28 a.m. though. I meant to order a new clock. I appreciate you for saying clock to remind me. I need to order a new clock. Bro, this clock was €41. I gotta hit these motherfuckers up and say, give me my money. Because that shit is crazy. What is their email or some shit? I gotta hit them up for that. €41 and the shit's broken already. Let me see this shit. This shit better have some sort of warranty. Better have some sort of warranty. Legal warranty. If a product turns out to be faulty or not as advertised, you may be entitled to a free of change repair, replacement, or refund. Okay, we could be refunded. Why am I doing this now? I'll do this later. We could be looking at a refund, though, boys, for the broken clock. The clock which was broken by... It wasn't by me being stupid. It's because the clock is dumb. I do need to find the warranty shit, though. Need to find their email, hit them up. Because I hit up people for the lights that I have. The lights that I have just randomly, like, broke. Like, they just, like, sparked out and died. But, they just sent me, like, 4 more lights. So I just have, like, loads back there now. Which is sick. What's good, Amir? Rooting for Hernandez just off the intro music. I'm probably rooting for him, too. Plus, Anthony Hernandez is just a fucking dog, bro. Just a dog. Volk is top 5 all time. Volk is, yeah, he's either 5th or 6th for me. He's probably top 5 all time. I'm trying to think back to what my top 5 all time was. I think it was Jones 1, Jones, GSP, Anderson Silva, DJ, Volk. I think that's how it went. Michel Pereira is what I thought Rafael Alves was going to be a lightweight, just a fucking monster. If Michel Pereira wins this, he's fully 100% legit and might win a UFC title. I'll be the first one to say it. If Michel Pereira wins this, he could win a UFC title. That's how good I think that Anthony Hernandez is. Like, I just think he's fucking unbelievable. I heard someone say that Volk is in top 15 all time the other day. I nearly lost my mind. I nearly fucking punched him. There needs to be like a virtual way to slap somebody, you know what I mean? Like pay $5.99 and the person gets slapped. I think that would be a fantastic thing. I wish UFC fighters, some of them made better merch too. Like imagine Dustin Poirier had some sick merch where it was like guillotines based. I'd buy the shit out of that. Volk, Aldo, DJ, GSP, Bones. No Anderson Silva there is crazy. We've got to put Anderson Silva in there. Does being boring hurt a GOAT combo? Nah. It kind of, no, because GSP's up there, and GSP was a boring fighter, you know what I mean? Or, well, like, he wasn't really boring, but he had a ton of decisions, so I don't think so. I think if you're great, greatness will still be appreciated. Like, Floyd Mayweather is considered boring because of his style, but he's still one of the greatest of all time, but I think it hurts him a lot. Damn, Michel Pereira coming out fast. I will count. 449, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42. That me counting there so people can sync up their timer so you can like go back and get it to a point where I'm saying the numbers and your numbers are in line. But I will have this clock fixed for next week so it actually pops up down here. Oh, damn, Michel Pereira hurt him already. Oh, damn, Michel Pereira's fucking on him. Fast. Holy shit, bro. Michel Pereira just starts so fast. Oh, he's hurt. Oh, he's hurt. He's going to the body. He's still, everybody's still in there. He's still in there. If you can survive that original flurry, you're in a good spot because we haven't seen Michel Pereira in deep waters. That's one thing we have not seen. Anthony Hernandez shaking it off, saying that it don't really hurt him. Okay, Anthony, let's see something from you here. Tries to dive in. Good takedown defense by Michel Pereira, and he manages to flip him back onto the cage. Ooh. Over-unders here. Spins away from the cage. Michel Pereira. Bro, Michel Pereira's looking good on the feet, man. He's tagging him already. Nice job. Nice job by Anthony Hernandez. Kind of gets him back into the flow of things. Oh, big right hand by Anthony Hernandez. That one stung him a little bit. Now Anthony Hernandez starts to, put the pressure on a little bit. Michel Pereira is so ready for those takedowns. He's so ready for those takedowns, bro. You can just tell that's all he's fucking drilled in his camp. Nice one too by Anthony. Bro, it's been a fast start here. I'm not sure if these guys are going to be able to keep up this pace. What is it about great UFC fighters and having dog shit haircuts? Because Anthony Hernandez, that is fucking horrendous. Does he have a swastika on his skull? The fuck is that shaved into the side of his head? Does he have a swastika shaved into the side of his head? What the fuck? Fluffy gets a 29-28 decision. Harry is so behind. Yeah. Nice. 29-28 decision in a 5-round fight. Brother, use your dome. There's a main event, buddy. Some people. At least put the effort in if you're going to try fool me. You're not catching me with that slow shit. Bro, Michel Pereira's grappling's looking good, man. It's looking good. I can't lie to you. Michel Pereira's grappling's looking good. I'm just waiting for the flying knee out of nowhere, like the rolling thunder or something to come through. Halfway through this first round. It's been a pretty active first round. Ooh, that was a nice little body shot. Anthony Hernandez is going for a lot of spinning shit. I don't really know why. Kind of half an eye poke there. Michel Pereira kind of shakes it off. Anthony Hernandez deep in on a single leg. Manages to convert to a double leg. He should be able to finish that. Michel Pereira does a good job of getting back up, keeping his base strong. Still on a single leg though. Kind of loses it. Now he's into an over and under situation. Michel Pereira, 5 of 5 on takedown defense. A minute 40 left in the first round. Anthony Hernandez walking forward, kind of walking him down bit by bit now. This is the first time we've seen in like 3 fights that Michel Pereira is out of the first 60 seconds. Anthony Hernandez dives in on another double leg. Something that Anthony Hernandez could start doing is fake shots, because Michel Pereira is biting hard on those shots. Biting hard. 1 minute 10 left in the first. The uppercuts, uppercut, left hook. He's throwing his punches in combination, to be fair. Anthony Hernandez, he's doing what I said to do, which is fake the shot, come up with an uppercut. Oh, hurt him there a little bit. Michel Pereira, I've been really impressed with his takedown defense. That was one of the things where I thought he might struggle, as I thought he might be able to just get taken down and bullied a little bit. But he's actually done really well in these clinch and in these takedown situations. Oh, big spinning elbow. Holy fuck. How the fuck? How did Michel Pereira just eat that shit? What the fuck? It was like a perfect spinning elbow to the chin. Gets taken down after. First time we've seen him down. How fast is he going to be able to get up? Michel Pereira trying to get out to like a half guard situation or something. He currently has his feet in like a weird reverse half guard situation where you don't want your feet. It's not good. Anthony Hernandez is trapping his feet and not Michel Pereira trapping Anthony Hernandez's. Now he manages to get back. Anthony Hernandez from the top, reining in some ground and pound. He gave up his position there for a second, but I didn't think it was really a problem. First round is over. The hard round to score, boys. That is a hard round to score. That's a hard round to score. I don't even know who wins that. Because I think Anthony Hernandez won the last 3 minutes of that fight. He had a takedown. He looked decent on the feet, but Michel Pereira also had that flurry in the first round. Fuck me. I would not like to be a judge scoring that first round. I would not like to be a judge. I'm probably going 1-0 Anthony Hernandez, though. The arena got bombed, so they went straight for the judge. That would be... It wouldn't be cool, okay? Obviously, it wouldn't be cool. There would be lives lost. It would be bad. But to see that on the UFC broadcast would be kind of sick. Imagine the fucking arena just explodes. Just fucking shit everywhere. The guy with the camera just pans over. You just see like all this fire and crazy shit. As long as nobody died, it would be kind of cool. It would also, bro, I wouldn't be surprised if a UFC fan did it. If they were just like, fuck the Apex, I'm sick of the Apex, and bombed it. That would be crazy. Sean Rundgren is still as good as a title defense. Whitaker is former champ. What the fuck are you guys talking about? I just look over every once in a while and I just see people fucking going after it. 453, 52, 51, 50, 49, 48, 47. Anthony Hernandez in an over and under just misses that elbow. I don't know how Michel Pereira ate that spinning elbow. Like, people didn't make a big deal of it. But fuck, bro, that was crazy. Timeout. Timeout for an eye poke. That's the second one that's kind of been pretty close. Anthony Hernandez 1-0. I had the same thing. I had it just about Anthony Hernandez 1-0, though. I didn't think it was super clear, super... Ooh, I'm not sure that's actually an eye poke. I actually don't think that was an eye poke. I think that was just like hands. I just read messages with no context, bro. Now you know how I feel. I'll just look over and be like, you're a casual. No, you're the casual. I've been watching UFC since fucking 1997. How are you going to say that I'm not informed? We are back underway. Most people have Anthony Hernandez winning that first round. See, the thing is now, when you see the change up in what's happening in this first round and in the second round. In the first round, Michel Pereira was commanding the pace 90% of the time. This second round, Anthony Hernandez has been on the front foot. We're at 4 minutes, 3:59, 3:58, 3:57, 3:56, 3:55. If you're trying to sync it up after the eye poke. Yeah, Anthony Hernandez, you can see now he's on the front foot. He's pushing the pace, and he's just got to be such a fucking horrible person to fight. That guillotine is there. That guillotine's not too far away. If I'm him, I'm trying to fall to my back. Oh, that guillotine's on. That guillotine's tight. He's trying to get mounted guillotine. That's a tight guillotine, man. That guillotine. Oh, no, he manages to free himself for a second. It's still there, though. He's trying to hook his leg over. He's trying to free himself from it, trying to attack the hands too. What Michel Pereira needs to do is he needs to get that right leg over. Now he's lost it. That guillotine was tight for a second, though. That was real tight. If he managed to get his right leg over there so he could kind of, you know, crank his whole body into it, because if he gets his right leg over, he can kind of do that like ab crunch and crunch Anthony Hernandez's like entire head into it. Now he gets put in a position where he's in half guard, but the ground and pound is fucking nasty from here. Big elbows, big shots coming from the top from Anthony Hernandez. This is what not boring Merau grapplers look like. This is what I'm talking about, bro. This is entertaining grappling. You can see he's trying to pass guard. You can see the ground and pound is there. You can see that there's a vision for what he's trying to do. Gets to mount. That was really nice, really slick. Now Michel Pereira is in a lot of trouble. Arm triangle. Michel Pereira does a good job. Bridges out of it. I'm going to have to steal that defense. I've actually never seen that shit. But this pace, bro, this is a fucking intense pace to fight at. It's just everything's constant. You can see that Michel Pereira is looking tired. And when you're 10 minutes through and not 25 minutes through, that's tough. Like you're 8 minutes through what could be a potential 25-minute fight, and he's already looking this tired. Anthony Hernandez now gets a double leg with relative ease. I think we're seeing an Anthony Hernandez finish here in round 2 or round 3. Round 2 or round 3, we're seeing an Anthony Hernandez finish here. Like, this is what I'm talking about. He's just so horrendous to fight. He's like Khamzat Chimaev, but like a reverse Khamzat Chimaev, where you might be able to beat him in the first round, but by the time it gets to like the second, the third, the fourth round, you're just going to get absolutely cooked just by the pressure. That elbow looked to the back of the head. That shit did look to the back of the head to me. Another takedown for Anthony Hernandez. One minute 10 left in round 2. Almost 60 seconds left. Anthony Hernandez is really just starting to take over now. Ooh, he has a Doris. No, he lost it. He had a Doris for a second. Doris, oh my God, he's beating the shit out of him on the ground. Holy fuck. Michel Pereira, Michel Pereira's not in a good spot here at all. Michel Pereira's not in a good spot here. This just shows you how good Anthony Hernandez is. He's diving in on that guillotine too. Oh, he has that guillotine. No, he doesn't get the foot right. Oh, big knee. Was that not illegal? That looked like he was grounded. Was that not a knee to a grounded opponent? Am I fucking bugging? Am I bugging? Was that not a knee to a grounded opponent? I might be tweaking. Bro, Anthony Hernandez is just a bully, bro. He just bullies you with the pressure. Like, we're going to see at least a 10-8 in round 3, if not a finish. I agree, Slacky Mech. I agree. He times his shit. He does actually time his shit very, very well. And it's just like the pressure, bro. Like, he's just so horrible to fight against. Just constant top pressure, constant double legs, not bad on the feet, elite on the ground, constant submission pressure, constantly diving on guillotines, on Dorises, on anything you even give him a fucking hint of daylight at. He's just immediately... You can see that Michel Pereira is looking a little bit dejected. He's looking a little bit more tired than he was. That guillotine was close, man. That guillotine was really close. If he had gotten that right foot over so he could crunch him in, I guarantee he would have finished that shit. Anthony Hernandez also nearly had an arm triangle. A lot of guys just kind of throw odd shots on the ground, like Hernandez sets himself up and then unloads with like 10 shots. Yeah, he does have those flurries, really nice flurries. This is good MMA grappling for you. This is sick MMA grappling. This type of shit that I love to watch. Whereas, like, bro, this is just fucking fun to watch. Moreno Albazi's November 2nd too. That should be a great fight. I think Moreno's going to win that pretty easily though. Top 10 strikers all time. You're asking me on the spot. I can't name them all. I can tell you guys I know that are in there. Alex Pereira, Anderson Silva, Israel Adesanya. I'm trying to think of other guys that are up there. I can't fucking think of any right now. I'm trying to think of just locks. I can't think of any other locks in my head. Holloway's probably up there. Harry has shown some homosexual tendencies. What are we even fucking talking about? Anthony Hernandez, once again, diving in on fucking double legs, diving in on single legs, just ground and pound. Trying to finish this single leg, picked it up, and then he lands a big right hand in the middle. To be fair to Michel Pereira, his chin has been fucking exceptional. Anthony Hernandez, once again, walks him down there. Like, he just can't get any space, Michel Pereira. He can't get any space to work. It's why you see him constantly trying to, like, push him away. You constantly, Michel Pereira, just, like, pushing. I do the same shit in jiu-jitsu when you go up against somebody that's just constantly trying to come forward, constantly trying to take you down. Like, all you want is just a second to breathe, a little bit of space. And obviously, they don't give you that. .340 left in round 3. Oh, nice right and nice left hand by Anthony Hernandez off the break. They get to these kind of clinch situations, and Anthony Hernandez is like living there. Like, he's absolutely fine there. And you can see that Michel Pereira is just coming out the worst of each of these exchanges. Anthony Hernandez brings him to the cage. Shoots in on that double leg again. Finishes the double leg this time. Bro, fuck me. Like, he's honestly Khabib-like. Now he's going for fucking smother chokes. Bro, he's just a fucking, like, a horrendous person to fight against. Like, he's an awful person inside the octagon. It's like, bro, it's legit Khabib-like. Like, that's the only thing that I can really describe it as. Khabib with a little bit better striking and worse wrestling, of course. But, like, just that constant pressure, constant submission threat, constant ground and pound, always just trying to do that, like, the horrible shit. Once again, times those little 10 punches in there. And he always stops Michel Pereira from getting back up just with that guillotine. You know what I mean? With that guillotine, there's just that constant threat. This was meant to be under 2.5 rounds. We're currently in the third. We've passed 2.5. But Michel Pereira is in pretty much full survival mode now. Anthony Hernandez gets the side control. Michel Pereira, I think, is going to try to give up his back. Ooh, he might be able to recover here. He might be able to recover his guard. Yeah, he has one knee in front. He should be able to recover. Thing is, Anthony Hernandez is going to give him no space to breathe. And again, he passes his guard. Is he past that other leg? Actually, he's not past the leg. Bro, like, how are you meant to fucking beat him? You know what I mean? Like, he's just fucking so good. I think he's deep in on a rear naked choke here. Or an arm triangle. Oh, yeah. There's an arm triangle there. That's deep. That's deep. That's deep. Is it deep? I can't see if that's deep. No, I don't think it's actually too bad. It looked deep for a second. That's one thing that I wish the UFC were better at. Like, some of the times they just will not show you good angles on submissions. But, like, this has been pure dominance from Anthony Hernandez this round. Legit pure dominance. Like, Michel Pereira literally can't do anything. Literally can't do shit. .57 seconds left in round 3. Bro, what are you meant to do against this? What are you actually meant to do? Casual is the worst phrase I ever said in the UFC community. The two things I hate the most in the UFC, but I hate the most in the UFC community. Casual and robbery. They're just said so often, bro. They're said so often and in such stupid places. Bro, like, I actually don't know. Like, I don't know who beats. I'd love to see Anthony Hernandez like Caio Borralho or somebody like that. Or him against Sean Strickland. Just him against somebody with elite cardio. See if he can wear them down too. 10 seconds left in round 3. Anthony Hernandez is waving to people in the crowd. This is the fucking mauling. This is a mauling. He's beating the dog shit out of him, bro. Like, he beating the dog shit out of him. I don't even know what you say to Michel Pereira here. Like, Michel Pereira, I'd love to see a compilation of him after the first round, him after the second round, and then him after the third round. Like, he's just dejected. He needs a finish. And he needs a Hail Mary. That's what he needs. He legit needs a Hail Mary. P. Diddy, I don't think not training makes you a casual. I think the casual viewer is just someone who only tunes in once in a blue moon. See, that just depends on what you think a casual is, you know what I mean? If you think that a casual is... Yeah, like if you think a casual is someone who doesn't train, then pretty much anybody that watches the UFC is a casual. Especially if we're talking about training MMA. Like I've done boxing, I've done jiu-jitsu, but I've never trained MMA, so technically I could be a casual. If you think it's just someone that only watches pay-per-views, then majority of people, once again, casuals. Like I don't know what you clarify as a casual. But most people also, just because they say something that someone doesn't agree with, like if you don't agree with someone's opinion, you go, oh, you're a casual, which I think is just dumb. I don't think it's that good. Merab like is too far of a stretch because Merab legit shoots 50 times in a fight. I think that his cardio isn't actually that good. It's more his pressure. His pressure is insane more than his cardio. And I know people are going to say like, oh, it's the same thing, but there's actually a difference in between them. Like pressure means that your cardio doesn't have to be fantastic. His cardio can be average, but he's going to make the other person have zero energy left by round 3, so his average cardio doesn't show up. Whereas somebody like Merab has elite cardio and only average pressure. So even though you're still at 50% by the time you get to round 3, round 4, he's at 90%. I don't know who that is. Some name. I don't know who that is. Comparing Bilal to Canelo is crazy. Bro, that was so funny. To be fair, at least he won the fight. If he didn't win the fight and got like absolutely smoked on the feed, it would have been so funny to be like, Bilal's like Canelo right now. Those fucking side-by-sides of Bilal and Canelo hitting pads after he said that were so funny, bro. They were so funny. $3:15 left in round 4. Anthony Hernandez trying to get a trip. He has a body lock on Michel Pereira, who's up against the fence right now. Trying to finish a single leg, finishes it. See, like, this is the problem. Like, the takedowns, when I was complimenting Michel Pereira's takedown defense, and he was 5 from 5 on takedown defense in the first round, by the time you get to this 4th round, and you're really tired, and he's just on you again, and he's just fucking trying to fucking take you down again, that takedown defense becomes a lot worse. Becomes a lot worse. To be honest, I think it's way more fun to watch Bilal than Leon Edwards. Nah, we're tweaking. You're just absolutely tweaking. Watch Bilal against like fucking Gilbert Burns. You just, like, I understand people liking that Bilal-Leon fight because 1, people don't like Leon, and 2, it's an upset. But if you actually have Bilal as a champion, 2 or 3 defenses, people are going to absolutely hate him. People are going to hate him. 2 minutes 10 left inside round 4. If someone trained for like a year, but they stopped, are they a casual? Like, I don't even know if that's the bracket that you set. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know if that's the bracket, because there is people like John Anik never trained MMA, but is he a casual? I think we could say John Anik is a casual. And then there's people that have trained MMA for years. There's people that have done MMA for 15 years, though you could probably say, based on their UFC knowledge right now, are a casual. So is it fight knowledge? Is it UFC knowledge? Because there's guys that can tell you every single UFC champion since 2000, but have never trained a day in mixed martial arts in their life. There's guys that have trained mixed martial arts since they were 5, but can't name 3 champions. So. Another takedown for Anthony Hernandez. I'd like to see him get a finish here, though. I think if he doesn't get a finish here, he might get thrown into the same bracket as some of those, heavy wrestlers that don't get finishes. He also doesn't look like crazy in shape, which is crazy. Like, Anthony Hernandez doesn't look like, he's not got a 6-pack. He's not absolutely jacked out of his mind. He doesn't look like the prototypical fighter. I've watched Bilal fights. He's just a more complete version of Leon. No, you're tweaking with that shit, brother. You're tweaking with that shit. They're completely different. 369. 45 seconds left in round 4. Once again, it's been the same thing. Round 2, 3, and 4 have been the same. Pressure, dominance. You're not going to be able to stop me. I'm going to take you down at will. Once I get down there, we're going to ground and pound. Spinning elbow. Like, bro, Michel Pereira is finished, bro. Like, he's on pure will right now. That's the only reason he's even in this fight, is pure will. See, but that's what I mean, that, like, people don't even know what a casual, like, it's like the bracket for a casual is not even clear. What are you, a casual because you don't watch the UFC, because you don't train, because, like, you don't know about the UFC? I don't understand it in general. Robbery makes sense. At least robbery makes sense. We know what people are trying to say when it was a robbery. I would say you could score one of these rounds at 10-8. I would say you could score the last 2 as a 10-8, to be honest. Like, if we're thinking about what I think a 10-8 should be, I think both of those are 10-8. Like, I'd love to see the significant strikes. Actually, I can pull it up on ESPN. I can pull up the significant strikes, and we'll see how many times he's actually even hit him. Because I don't think it's been a lot. Like, I think he's maybe hit him 5 times, 6 times maybe. I don't know, inside, like, the last round. Like, he has not connected. Going into round 5, it's 3-1. It's 3-1 at best for Michel Pereira. It's probably 4-0. I'm going to look up these significant strike numbers. I'd say it's disgusting, these significant strike numbers. ESPN. Live fight coverage. Let's see this shit. Does it show us round by round? I hope it does. Why is it? Oh, okay, here we go. I was fucking tweaking out for a second. I thought I was like 5 seconds behind. I'm not. Yeah, let's go over here. Total strikes. Oh my God. Michel Pereira has 33 total strikes. Can I see round by round? I don't think I can. Can I see round by round? But 33 total strikes, it'll show you, bro, he's probably had 4 in the last 2 combined. Because think about how many strikes he landed in round 1. Landed a good amount of strikes in round 1. Round 2, probably landed a decent amount of strikes. He might have 3 or 4 combined in the last 2. When are you getting a new clock? I literally ordered one today. I ordered one today. It's going to be here. It's going to be here by like Monday or something, but essentially it'll be here for 308. You'll see it for 308. 4 minutes, 5 seconds left inside this 5th round. Anthony Hernandez once again just going to work. 1-1-2, take him down, pass his guard. Perfect wrestling, perfect pressure wrestling. Khabib would be proud. Islam would be proud. America, you have a new Khabib. Like, this has been as dominant as we've seen of a UFC performance in a long time. And I knew when I saw it with Roman Kopylov, I saw something in that fight. Because I always thought that Anthony Ngannou was good, and I thought he was great as a prospect. But I saw something different. There was something different about him since that Roman Kopylov fight. Chris Curtis over there on the side of the cage. He better be happy that ain't him in there. He better be happy there's not Anthony Hernandez against Chris Curtis. Because this shit would be a bloodbath if it was. There's an armbar there if he wants it. The closed guard armbar there if he wants it. He's looking for a lot of arm triangles. He's looking for a lot of, like, he doesn't, it's crazy because he doesn't really have, like, a form of jiu-jitsu that you see a lot too. Most of jiu-jitsu, at least, is about, like, back takes. What you're trying to get is, like, mount and back takes. He doesn't really do that all that much. He's kind of happy to sit in side control and go for triangles and go for all this different shit. Or not triangles, and go for arm triangles. Like, it's just weird. He has a strange style of jiu-jitsu. His stand-up looked pretty clean this fight. Pereira only looked better in the first minute and a half. Fight's over. Herb Dean calls it via ground and pound. If Herb Dean was going to call it like that, he could have called it 2 rounds ago, honestly. What a performance from Anthony Hernandez. Anthony Hernandez looked fucking phenomenal. Oh my God, Michel Pereira's eyebrows fucking falling off. No wonder he called it. I did not see that, brother. His eyebrow is legit here. Falling the fuck off his face. He's got that same kind of cut. Who was it that had it? Who was it that had that crazy cut at UFC 306? Woman fighter that had it. Was it Kellan Vieira? No, it wasn't. fought Amanda Nunes when Amanda Nunes retired. What the fuck is her name? I can't remember. But what a performance from Anthony Hernandez. He just looked absolutely perfect, bro. Who does he fight next is a good question. Who's there for him? Brendan Allen is there, but I honestly think he's further ahead of Brendan Allen. Is that crazy to say? He's further ahead of Brendan Allen. So we have who here? Welterweight, 185. Nasruddin Imavov, I'd like to see him against Kyle Bry would be a bang. I think the fight's probably Marvin Vettori. Marvin Vettori is probably it. Yeah. Because where is he right now? He was the 13th ranked guy in the division. It's probably a jump to Marvin Vettori, actually. Probably goes... Maybe Roman Delite. Roman Delite against him. I actually wouldn't hate that fight. Roman Delite against Anthony Hernandez, although I think he molds him. Brendan Allen against Anthony Hernandez. I'd love this fight. I'd love Brendan Allen against Anthony Hernandez. That would be a banger. Irene Aldana, that's who it is. Irene Aldana. Decision wasn't announced yet. Yeah, but it doesn't need to be announced. Their brother took his fucking face off. MMA Guru versus Volk. Who do I have? It's hard to look past. I don't know. You know, that's a big boy. MMA Guru's what? He's a big boy. He's... So someone told me he's like 120 kg. That's big. That's real big. But I also do not think he's ever trained jiu-jitsu or anything. So I think he probably loses. Kind of wanted it to go decision because it could have been 50-41. I think 50-41 is probably a little bit... it could have been. I think that second round is probably a 10-9 though. Could have been 50-42. Could have Dallas been 50-42. Harry, which fighters do you wish would have joined the UFC in their prime instead of now off the top of your head? Which fighters, like current fighters or past fighters? If we're thinking past fighters, I'm thinking Yoel Romero. I would have loved seeing him in his prime. DC, I would have loved to have seen him when he was a little bit younger. And then if you're talking about like guys that just came to UFC too late, MVP, I think came a little bit too late. There's a ton of them that I think came too late. I've seen enough. Anthony's a better MMA wrestler than Bo. Keep Anthony away from Bo. He's definitely a better mixed martial artist. I don't know about all the wrestling, but 1,000% he's a better mixed martial artist. Not even close. Not even close. He's a better mixed martial artist. Which current MMA fighters? What current MMA fighters do I wish came down in their prime? Alex Pereira is probably one. I would have liked to have seen what Alex Pereira can do in the UFC at like 30, 29. Who else is there? Who else is there in the UFC right now? There's not that many people, really. Like the UFC gets most people in their prime now. There's really nobody that I think to myself came to the UFC too late. Is a fight over? Am I tripping? What the fuck? Bro, he stopped them. He stopped them in the 5th round. He stopped them via ground and pound, via TKO. Anyway, boys, I appreciate all of you for tuning in to Watch Party. I appreciate all of you for coming through, showing love. I will have a video going up tomorrow. I'm not sure what it is yet, but there will be a video up tomorrow. I'll be live for UFC 308, all of UFC 308 predictions and all that stuff coming through the week. I appreciate all you boys for tuning in. I appreciate all you boys for showing love, especially all the boys that